Hello, everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Lights. 23.2 is what we have this week. So, our workout today is definitely a different style of workout. It's a little bit different than any type of workout that we've seen before because we have, I would say, really three movements that are new-ish. Obviously, a thruster isn't new. But in a 1 rep max format, it is going to be a lot different, especially compared to the high volume that we are used to doing in the open. A little fun fact about that, it's always been 0.5s or 0.3s. It's always been the very last workout of the open. So I did not expect it to come this week, but as Adrian Bosman said, we are throwing a loop in the open, and we are throwing it into a heavy thruster as a by one. So that is going to be super fun. And then we have the burpee pull-up, which is not a new movement to CrossFit, but it is definitely a new movement to the open. And then the shuttle run. Candace, what do you have to say about this workout? What do you think about it?
Well, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of running, but I would definitely rather do short runs if I have to run. First time we've ever seen a run of any kind in the open. But interesting, I mean, you kind of have to set it up like this so you can measure it. You can't follow somebody with a camera to judge a big, long run. So from watching our athletes, they crushed it this morning. It is all about pace on that first part.
Definitely.
Pace, pace, pace. Burpees and your shuttles. The 3 points of contact versus 4 is nice.
Yes.
That seems to be a little bit nicer. And then getting to that second part, you got those 5 minutes, breathe, but have a game plan going into your weights.
Definitely. After seeing the people do it this morning, it is definitely all about pacing in the first 15 minutes. I told everyone this morning, and a lot of people agreed with me, the first 10 minutes, you're like, man, this workout is lasting forever. I don't know what I'm doing. And then the last 5 minutes turns into, this is probably one of the hardest workouts I've done. Your heart rate's up, and then you immediately go into, oh no, I have to do a 1 rep max thruster after this. So it definitely is going to be an exciting time here at CFT. We have our first heat kicking off at 3:10, so about 7 minutes from now, we'll have a few athletes going into it. But a by one thruster, is that something you ever thought you would see in the open?
No, but I immediately thought Andrew Rape. If anything makes him happy, it's a heavy lift, and why not a thruster?
I really wish it would have been like a by one clean and jerk, by one snatch.
Same.
But a by one thruster, it's one of those lifts that you don't test very often, but here at CFT, luckily we test it more often than not.
Yes.
So we have done this, I would say within the past 6 months for sure.
I checked back May.
Yeah.
May? No, what is it right now? No, it was this year, January, I guess.
Okay.
January, beginning of January, we tested it, and we've done a lot of shuttles.
Yes,
we've done a lot of shuttles.
A lot of shuttle sprints. So that is super exciting, especially here. We do a lot of complexes, clusters, and even a lot of running. So there is a lot that goes into it. But moving into kind of the workout flow, what do you think the hardest part of this workout is going to be? Burpees?
I'm going to go with burpee pull-ups, especially with the standard. Thruster will be tough, but a different kind of hard. I think you're just happy to get to that last 5 minutes when you get there. But the burpee pull-ups going up by 5 each round builds up fast. That is real fast. You see people, I mean, this morning we probably had 25 people at 5 a.m., and you're walking everywhere trying not to be in somebody's lane while they're doing something, but then they stay at burpees forever and ever.
Yeah, I was watching all the games athletes and everybody do it last night when they released the workout, and it's just one of those things that you expect them to keep running because you think, all right, it's gonna be 5 and 5, 10 and 10, 15 and 15, but the shuttle sprint staying the same and the burpees going up definitely makes this a burpee workout, especially for me. Even if you're doing scaled, the burpee to a target is still a very hard standard.
Very hard standard.
Honestly, I would much rather prefer to do the burpee pull-ups because you get that slight little break in there. When I first saw this workout, I was like, oh no, we have burpees this week. Burpees are my least favorite movement in all of the open. So I was glad to see that they added a new movement that where you can actually breathe in between each rep. So that will help a lot. And the shuttles, again, these are 10 reps, so it is down and back. It's 1 rep, which is what we're normally used to doing. this workout, for some reason, I was talking to Eric this morning, and he was talking about, we did lung butter not too long ago. And if you don't know what lung butter is, it is a 30-minute workout of rowing and shuttle sprints. And that's a workout where you end up doing 20 to 30 in a row. So 10 hopefully won't be too bad going into this. So we'll see how it goes. So, Candace, let me ask you a question. Thinking about the winner at max thruster versus the actual workout itself, obviously they're going to be two different scores, but I know we've had a few people earlier today say, hey, I did this amount, but I think I could do heavier on my thruster if I go slower in the workout, or I could do vice versa.
Right.
What do you think about that? If somebody says that they can go faster in the workout but go lighter in the thruster, do you think that's better than going heavier in the thruster than lighter and longer in the workout?
My thing is, I was going to look at the scores. I don't know which one is weighted more. Mm-hmm. Is it the rep or the weights? And in the past, I feel like your weight was higher.
Yes.
But it also depends. I've seen a lot of women hit a 150-pound thruster. Mm-hmm. Now, Anna Rape did this yesterday. Anna Walker did this yesterday. She's been married for 2 years. She hit 195. Big monster hit. She attempted 200, missed it twice. But big lifts on this. It really just depends on how it's weighted.
Yeah.
But with that 5 minutes, it's going to go fast. But if you already have your game plan, and this is why we said you need a game plan going in, you need to hit one you're confident in.
Yep.
Get that one out of the way. Your judge can help you load, so that's a huge advantage. And then from there, go for it, right?
Yeah, so I kind of agree. It being a Part A and a Part B, see, I wasn't doing CrossFit in 2015 when the last time they had a Part A and Part B, so I don't know how it was weighed then. I do know, like, in 2020 or 2021, it was like 21.3 and then 21.4, which is two separate scores. So that is an interesting point that you make, is the weight of each one to see which one will be higher. So we'll have to look that up and
check that out.
Y'all know as the viewers what is going to be the main call for that. So we have 2 minutes until our first heat. One of our athletes at 8 a.m., Lacey Isabel. She is a cardio fanatic. She loves to run. She loves everything about burpees. She got 25 burpees done this morning. And I'm pretty sure...
So that's finish round 5 if you're doing rounds.
And I'm pretty sure she was starting the round of 30. So that is insane to see. But, like I said, we have our first heat starting at 3:10. So we got 2 minutes in this heat. A few athletes going. We got Allie Robertson, Leanne Steele, and Amanda Robertson. Just kidding. Allie Robertson's not going in this heat. She took her name off. But, yeah, she took her name off. She's actually going in heat 2 now. So, we have 2 athletes going in this one. We have Leanne Steele and Amanda Robertson. Unless somebody else just kind of jumps in without putting their name on the heat sheet. That is who we have. So, we'll have 2 athletes starting off. I will say this, from watching this workout this morning, you viewing at home, we are going to have to find a lot of stuff to talk about, because running and burpees for 15 minutes until about the last 5 minutes, you may be kind of like, oh, well, where's Lee and where's Candace? I don't know. But we are getting started here shortly in 10 seconds. And
sounds like we're in.
Here we go. They started. 10 seconds, they're in. So it looks like we actually have a few people in this heat. Let's see. We got Adrian Milliken, who jumped into this heat last minute. So that's what we like to see. We got Leanne cranking through those. Adrian doing those burpee pull-ups. And then we got Amanda Robertson as well rolling through those burpee pull-ups. So if you notice here, they are not starting off hot, which is a good
Here's your pace
thing.
right here.
Yes. This is definitely one that you want to see. You hit the first 5 and you find the pace that you get comfortable with. Even on the shuttles, you can see Adrian's having that little trot. There's no need in sprinting through this. That's an interesting way that I looked at this score sheet, is that they put shuttle runs instead of shuttle sprints.
Yeah.
Which mentally kind of helps a lot of people.
Yeah. Because
as soon as you think shuttle sprint, you're like, oh, I gotta
run.
I gotta go.
run.
But You can see Adrian hitting at that 3 points of contact, which is also, like you said earlier, a much better standard than the 4 points of contact. Kind of save your back a little bit getting into those later rounds. But everyone's moving through those. We got everyone on the shuttle sprints. And this is what you're going to see majority of the workout.
Yeah.
So it's nice. Everybody looks good running.
Looks calm.
Nobody's collected.
Nobody came out crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we are only in the first 90 seconds. So I guess once it really gets going, we'll see how it goes.
Yep. I'm sure. And as far as their pull-ups go, if they can jump straight into that pull-up, they can. Grip doesn't matter. You can reverse grip, alternate grip, any version of a grip you need to do to get it done.
Yes.
Kipping is allowed, but not required.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is definitely one of those workouts that if you have the strength to jump into it, I would definitely do it. But if you are more like hey, I don't really have strict pull-ups, but I can do a lot of kipping pull-ups, that is definitely the way to go. Lacey, who I talked about earlier, she literally kipped all of her pull-ups. And she got to the round of 30, so you can see where that kind of gets you as you go through. You got Leanne knocking out the scale version, just jumping up, touching that target, looking great doing that. Adrian doing the same.
Amanda jumping into it.
On his RX, you can see both of those athletes jumping into that pull-up. So that is a great way to do that. We'll see how long that lasts, honestly, because this is one of those workouts where fatigue will start to set in from the burpees, so those pull-ups are going to get a lot harder. You may see these athletes jump a lot harder to get up to that bar to really get as much momentum going upwards as they can. So we'll have that. You can see Deneen looking at Leanne. Looks like she's back on her shuttles, as is Adrian. And then Amanda looks like she's working on those burpees, about to get to those shuttles as well.
Yeah, so not in this heat, but one of the standards of this workout for the pull-up rig was you had to stand, and if your hands touched, so you had to put your thumbs together, and if your fingertips touched the pull-up structure at all, you had to go to our higher bar. So our lower bars are
6 feet.
6 feet. Our taller bars are 8, I believe.
Roughly, yes.
So I am not a very tall athlete, but long arms. So as soon as that standard was released, I knew I'm going high bar.
Yes. That is one bad thing about here is that we do have the welded rig, so there is no adjustment of any type of bars there. So it is you jump, touch, pull. Yep. We can try and make the accommodations that we can make, but other than that, this is what we have.
Yep. Stellar. So you see Adrian giving it this. I don't know if you noticed that. I don't know what he's saying that to. He just mentioned he's a firefighter. He stepped off of the fire truck last night and tweaked his knee a little bit. So I don't know. I didn't know if he was tapping out. He wasn't sure. This is why he just jumped into this.
Yeah. So we had Corey Witt in the YouTube chat saying that Adrian's stepping up and down on those burpees. Very smart move.
Very smart.
Coming out the gate. The only thing that I would change, and I think what I'm going to do in this workout, is I am going to do the jump back, but step up, just to try and make those burpees transition a little bit quicker. Because the way I look at this is you can approach this two ways. You can find a steady pace and move through. Kind of like what Adrian's doing now. He doesn't look like he's really out of breath, but he is able to move through those burpees without kind of stopping. Or you can suffer a little bit on your burpees, so you can push those a little bit harder, and then slow it down, try and get that heart rate under control on those shuttle runs, because you already know they're not going to be fast. So I don't know which way I'm going to do it. This might be let's do it tonight and find out, and then Monday we're going to do the opposite way. But we'll kind of see as that goes on, especially through the next couple of heats. We'll see who is doing what.
Yeah. Well, and I think, too, just from coaching and watching athletes, if you normally jump back, stepping back sometimes throws you off.
Yes. I am a big believer in stepping burpees completely, down and back, or back and up. But I think today we may have to throw a little loop into that just to kind of see. Me and Sophia were talking strategy last night because, of course, Andrew is going next to her. I said, and Andrew told her that he's going to try and keep up with her on the shuttles. Mm-hmm. And I told Sophia, I said, this is what you do. The first 5 and 10, you drive them into the ground with burpees.
Bait them in.
Bait them in because you can hold on to it. And then you start to go a little bit faster on your shuttles. and then he just slowly starts to die. I love talking strategy. It's
Will
great.
she be able to jump straight into a pull-up?
Yes.
Okay.
Luckily for her and a lot of our female athletes here, unfortunately not Candace, but they are able to go on the short bar where they are probably half an inch away from that bar, which is very, very nice.
I will say for most women who are my height, this is tougher for them.
Mm-hmm.
I just happen to have very long arms for my height. So for me, a normal burpee pull-up workout where that bar is our standard, I can do this.
Yeah.
I'm not even pulling.
Yeah.
So this makes it a lot more fair. Now, that height difference is a pretty big difference. But now, one thing for all of you watching, make sure, so we have a chance of a giveaway. So if you make sure you want to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then you can share it on Facebook or from YouTube. So share it through that. We will be doing a giveaway. So we'll be drawing a name, figuring out at random who wins that during Free and Lee. And if you don't know who that is, you're going to find out.
Don't worry, we're
later
bringing it
this
back.
afternoon.
We're bringing it back.
Coming back.
And we got a special surprise for everyone, too. Special surprise. It's going to be really, really nice.
Anna Walker, what's up, Tall? She said tall bar was lame. So like we said earlier, she knocked us out last night because she had to travel this weekend. So she took it on during our 5 p.m. class, had the 5 p.m. class cheering her on, went tall bar, tested it out for everybody, and then absolutely crushed that 1 rep max thruster.
Yes. Destroyed it.
Flung it.
So we got Leanne moving through her burpees. Again, this is our first heat. We will have our next heat go at 3:35. So we give about 25 minutes per heat. That way we can have the workout go and then the thrusters go and then have a little bit of transition time for everybody to kind of get through. You can see we are almost 8 minutes in, so
Past halfway.
slightly over halfway. And this is what you see right here. This is the workout.
I will say too, so if you are somebody, I historically have never warmed up for an open workout. Andrew usually does not, but today, and a lot of people today, if you have, if this combo is notorious for blowing up backs, that twist and turn, if you've got tight hamstrings, today is a day you want to get here before your heat.
Absolutely.
Warm up those hammies really good, hop on a bike, hop on a rower, just sit there, row, 5 minutes, 5 minutes of rowing, get sweaty, and then lift.
Yes.
I would lift, get some lifting in, and then you'll have a good idea of your opener,
Yep.
If you have no clue, especially a lot of our reboot athletes who, a lot of them that are going this afternoon did thrusters and barbells for boobs.
Yep.
But no, not a max type of lift. So something that is good, I would come in, get warm, get your back getting warm, loosen up those hammies.
Just because I know this will embarrass her, I'm going to go ahead and say it. We got Leigh Hanby on the floor cam walking around. So later on when she sees this, she will definitely be embarrassed that I called her out on this. She'll probably be in here later as well. So
she may also be our on-floor mic this week.
Oh, looky there.
Our on-floor interviewer. She was super pumped.
There we go. So you see we got Andrew talking to Deneen right now, kind of talking her through some judging things. She's got a board, probably writing down a lot of stuff on it saying, hey, this is the way this workout goes. This is the best way for Leanne to do the best she can. As Andrew always does.
Yep.
He's giving everybody tips to make everybody better. You can see he's going to each judge saying, hey, this is what's going on. Love to see it.
Yep, and that's one thing. All of our judges are well versed in what all of these standards are. So Sophia is our head judge. She makes sure every judge knows exactly what's going on. You can see her in the bottom left over there. She walks around, makes sure everybody's doing, if they need a little bit of help, she'll go over there and say, hey, make sure their chin is over. Double checking on all those standards, making sure we're holding everybody to the same standard so it's a fair level playing field.
And just so everybody knows, we do have 2 screens that we're looking at. So if we say something that you don't see, that is why. Because we do look at both of them. We have 2 screens we look at. I have an iPad that I'm looking at. You can see that's where Candace saw Sophia down at the bottom left. So you can kind of see where she is. She's also, I guess you could say she's MC right now without a mic because she is loud enough to be the MC without the mic. So that is nice.
We all are.
Yeah. So we're a little over 10 minutes in. This is where the workout starts to get a little grindy because you say, okay, I got 5 minutes left. This is starting to get pretty nasty. I'm hoping that we can grind through this and get as many reps as we possibly can.
Yep, and this is where it gets a little tricky. You get closer to that 15-minute mark, your shuttle, you don't get half credit. So you have to get all the way down, all the way back. So you got to think in your head, okay, do I sprint a little bit, or is that going to destroy me for my next 5 minutes? Because you go straight into the next 5 minutes.
Yes, that is the bad part. Because you got to think, I mean, especially like a person like me that relies on their lifters a lot, I'm definitely going to have to put my lifters on. So I think, I don't know what I'm going to do. We'll see.
Well, I think, we're going to have to roll the bars out. So you can't have the bars on the floor just for the simple fact of you got to jump over them, right? So bar will be rolled out on the floor.
Oh, RX Plus action?
Yeah.
There you go.
You burpee over. But we'll roll the bars out. You'll have your first set on there. That'll be plenty of time. Just sit down wherever you are. Yeah. Put your shoes on. Have your friend bring your shoes. Soph can bring you shoes.
We had Adrian looking at us on with that evil look. So it looks like Leanne's on her set of 25 burpees here.
Ooh, that a girl. I don't know what our top scaled score is so far today. Catherine McMahon this morning was into her 25s.
Yes.
She will potentially redo it because she said she thinks she could go further.
Man.
5 a.m. is tough.
Yes.
5 a.m. is tough.
5 a.m. is very tough. So we got our athletes moving through. It looks like Leanne finished her set of 25 burpees.
Girl.
So she is moving on those shuttle sprints for the next round. And a good methodical pace here on the shuttle. So you can see she doesn't even look like she's breathing hard. It really doesn't even look like she's working out. She's kind of moving through it. But she is kind of breathing a little bit. She's finally figuring out, hey, this is the workout. We're starting to get into it. And this is the time where you start thinking, we have a max thruster to do.
That is coming up.
And this is one of those workouts, like, you forget about it until the last 5 minutes. And you're like, maybe I've gone too hard.
It's because that 15 minutes, you just feel like you're there for
Absolutely.
I will say one thing that I love. So in the open in general, I love having a judge because I don't like to count myself. But especially on shuttles and a two-piece movement, like a burpee pull-up. Yep. Super easy to just lose where you are if you're trying to work really hard. So all those judges, one thing he could have been saying is, hey, make tick marks.
Yes.
I told a lot of people this morning if you tend to zone out, definitely make sure you make some tick marks in there. Mm-hmm.
So we got some YouTube comments coming through. We got Taylor. Sadly, he won't be here today, so we'll have to do it on Monday. He'll probably get beat by me, but that's okay. No big deal.
I bet that's girl Taylor with how that's worded.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Either way. She'll get beat by me, too. It's okay. We had Casey McFarland finish the 30 burpees.
Wow.
30 burpees plus 2 shuttles. So that is crazy.
Cam's sister, yes?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Runs in the genes.
Runs in the genes.
So we are up and finishing we're close to finishing this workout here. You can see the athletes are really starting to crank out those burpees. I think we got 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Yep. Until we move to the thruster. So one thing to take into consideration when you're doing this workout is that 5-minute clock starts as soon as 15 minutes is up. Yep. So I'm not saying you need to save some in the tank because I was listening to the open announcement and they were saying, Adrian Bosman was saying that, he would think people would take about a minute to kind of take their breath, get everything under control, and then do their first lift. Mm-hmm. Of course, they had one dude yesterday that did 6 different lifts and within that 5-minute window. So you can see it does play a little factor into it. So we got 10 seconds left. You can see these athletes trying to get those final burpees in before those bars get rolled out for that thruster. So Adrian knocking out that last rep. He's going to go to his knee, take up some breather. You can see those bars getting rolled out with the starting weight.
I bet sitting on the ground, you're like, okay, that's here too fast.
Yes. Honestly, seeing the people do it this morning reminded me of, for some reason, when Andrew talked me into doing Fran plus Grace.
Oh, yes.
Because you finish a workout that's extremely hard. You see Leanne sitting on the ground, getting all of her gear on. But you finish a workout that's extremely hard, and then you have to go into what is a very, very heavy lift.
Different kind of hard.
Yes. It is definitely one of those things. It's like you're used to moving your body, especially doing that push-pull. Mm-hmm. And so now you're having to do it, but in reverse order where you do a pull-push. Yep. And it's going to be a lot heavier.
A lot heavier. My thing that I'm going to keep in my head is that your legs are very warm.
Yes, they are very warm.
Another good thing about this, and this plays into strategy, it played into a lot of people's strategy this morning, the ruling on your 5 minutes. And they have 4 minutes left already. So already 4 minutes left, already 8 into 1 minute just by putting on all of our gear.
Yep.
But the ruling is if you have the barbell in motion in your lift before time is up, so say I have 5 seconds and I pull it, but I'm still in the middle of my lift, you can finish it.
Yep.
And that's one thing to make sure of. We made sure all of the athletes knew that because in your head, if you hear time, you're likely to just drop it because that's what you're used to doing.
So we got Amanda doing her first thruster, and you can see you can have people help you load your weight. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of volunteers out there. That way the athletes don't have to do anything. Hopefully we all have the same plates out there. That way there's no mix match of plates. We got Adrian, looks like he's knocking out a solid thruster there at 135, and then Leanne knocking out her thruster as well. Looking like she's knocking out 75 pounds right there. So really athletes getting that starting weight under that belt and getting that weight moving. We got Amanda doing her second lift. That looks good rep right there. One thing we're really going to have to watch out for today is people want to do that jerk on the thruster. I had a lot of people do that this morning, and it's so heartbreaking to say, hey, that doesn't count. I know this was your maximum effort, but sorry.
And nobody knows they did it. They look at you like, really?
Yes. They're like, oh, come on, give it to me. I'm like, no, you didn't do it right. And we got Adrian knocking out 185 on that thruster. That press is no problem. It might be a little bit more of that catch that might be the issue.
Yep. Now you're going to notice two different styles or techniques. So you're allowed to do what's called a cluster, which is you bring it straight from the ground, go straight into that thruster, or Leanne is knocking out a power clean, getting set up, then going into a thruster, which is more of my jam.
Yep.
That a girl. Making it easy work. That's Amanda.
I'm definitely going to be doing the cluster action. For sure.
You're a squat cleaner.
Yes.
I'm a power cleaner.
For sure. We got 1 minute left. Get these athletes get in one more rep, maybe two if they hurry. Let's see.
So Anna yesterday when she did this, she actually got in, I think, 5 lifts. So she pulled one literally, I think, as soon as she was done, probably within 30 seconds. She lifted in that first minute for sure.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, Jeremiah saying that he took a minute to let his heart rate come down, then he did a minute every lift. And then you can get 2 lifts if you start around 19:59.
There we go.
Pretty good strategy, Jeremiah. Pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
So we got 20 seconds. Is that right? No, that minute left, right? Yeah, a minute left. Yep. Minute 20. Perfect. Oops. Sorry.
A little longer than we thought.
So, I mean, that's not a bad thing. You know, you have a minute left on the clock.
That's
You're
good.
like, okay, I know what it feels like now. So now it's time to grip it and rip
Now,
it.
here we go.
Yeah.
Yep, and you're going to see. So Amanda just tried and failed on that overhead. They now have 1 minute left. But she had 5s on the outside, so unless she did those 2.5s, they might be stripping that bar. Yep, looks like they put 2.5s. So go for it. You have time. If you don't hit it, you can go back down by a little bit, right?
Yes. We got Leanne going for one more lift here. She may have time to make one more. If she gets this one, gets that. Oh, so close. She has time to knock out one more time if she picks it up before
Here we
that
go. We got
hits
30
the
seconds.
0. We got Adrian knocking out his rep here. Let's see what we got. And big press. He got it.
Yes.
Good rep. Looks good.
So
That was a good effort there. Leanne's trying hers one more time.
Amanda's going to get hers going before that time is up.
And we got Amanda knocking out her last lift.
10 seconds.
Let's see if she gets it. Driving. She got it.
Yes.
There we go.
A girl.
And that is the end of our first heat. So you can see the first 15 minutes of it's kind of, here we go, we're doing great. And in the last 5 minutes, we're like, yes.
So what that means is you tune in, don't leave.
Never leave.
Because the last 5 minutes is that hype. It gets so exciting in that last 5 minutes. People are going to hit PRs. People will do lifts they have never done before.
Absolutely.
This is the fun part. It's like if you go to a competition, you look for the big lift event.
Yeah.
If there's no big lift event, I'm like,
I know.
That's just the most fun to watch.
You always want the big lift.
Yes.
So, our next heat's going to be starting at 3:35, so obviously we're going to have 5 minutes kind of as a transition time. That way we can get bars loaded, we can get people in there. people can kind of warm up a little bit more, kind of going into that. Of course, we have a heavy thruster today, so we're going to have to do a lot more warming up than we did last week. Last week, I hopped out of here,
straight up
judged Sophia, and then got on a rower. This week, I'm definitely going to have to at least do a couple thrusters to kind of warm up to it. But next heat, starting in 5 minutes, we have Billy Hamilton, Josh Holt. Allie is in this heat, so she didn't get her name taken out. Brett Nabors, Leigh Hanby, and Jamie Bowlin. So we have a almost full heat here, so this should be a very exciting heat to watch, especially the last 5 minutes at least.
And I don't know, we might have an on-floor interview after heat 1, not sure.
Yeah.
We will know in just a second.
Yeah, apparently Leigh is supposed to start doing those, but obviously she's going in the next heat, so we will see kind of where that goes. Don't forget, guys, if you are on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That way you don't miss any uploads that we may have. We upload a lot of things, including these live streams after they are done, nutrition stuff, and anything that's related to the gym that we have on video will probably get uploaded to that. Facebook as well. Make sure you like and share on Facebook, and don't forget about the drawing for the hybrid membership. That way, if you share this on Facebook, get this live stream out to as many people as possible, you may be entered to win that, which we will announce during me and Michelle Free's lovely telly talk show host, whatever we're doing. So we have that going on. And then make sure to follow all of our social media. We have Facebook and we have Instagram, so make sure you follow both of those to keep up with any updates that we have, including clinics, any events that we may have, and then just general information. A lot of announcements and stuff goes through that, so keep up with that on those. I think our Instagram just got changed to cft.fit, so make sure you follow us on Instagram, and then on Facebook we have CrossFit Trustful and Reboot Trustful, so make sure you like and follow both of those pages, as well as Reboot Trustful on Instagram. Yeah. Sorry, I got this thing going off in my ear.
That was good.
So
that was a lot of words. That was great.
It's distracting me now. So, yeah, we do have a lot going on. As you can tell, we have a little bit more going on this week than we did last week. We're trying out this earpiece thing for me, just so we can be a little bit more in sync with everything, which it may work, it may not. I'm kind of still getting used to it because there's a lot of dinging going on in my ear. But we'll see how it goes. So if you look down in the bottom corner right here, wow, that is backwards. So if you look right here, you can see our athletes are getting set up for the next one. Like I said before, we have Billy, Josh, Allie, Brett, Leigh, and Jamie in this next heat. So this will be a very exciting heat to watch. So it's like they have 1 minute before they get started in this first workout. So looking forward to seeing it.
Yep. And good news in this heat, too, we have a little bit more to talk about because a lot of your athletes in this heat have. So we did a questionnaire this year to where we have lots of information. So we have like 8 or 9 classes in a day. Our 5 a.m. athletes, it's like a whole nother gym basically at 5 a.m. that afternoon athletes kind of don't even know sometimes, what's going on that early. So we did a questionnaire this year to make sure everybody knows everybody, because pretty much if you go here, you know everybody who goes here too, because that's the type of community family that we have. So with this, though, just to let you know what type of athletes we have all kinds of fun stuff from how long they've been there to little fun facts about everybody. So just cool stuff that we can talk about during all of these super interesting shuttles.
All right.
Here we go.
Second heat's getting started. 10 seconds. Here we go. The kickoff of our second heat, 23.2, is starting now. Here we go. This will be an exciting one to watch here. So we got already a hiccup with Brett there. He's trying to do more than one shuttle. He thought it started with shuttles. So everybody's starting with those burpee pull-ups. Looks like we got Billy and Josh doing those burpee pull-ups. Allie knocking out that scaled version of just burpee to a target. Brett knocking out his burpee pull-ups. And then we got Leigh and Jamie knocking out burpee pull-ups. So always excited to see our Masters athletes. Mm-hmm. So Jamie on the end is one of our Masters athletes. And the thing about this workout is it did not change. If you're a Masters athlete, sorry.
Didn't change.
It did not change at all. Which, I'm always happy to see, because that gives a good
test of fitness among all ages. And it's going to be really bad when Jamie beats me in this workout.
Dude,
that's all I'm saying.
Let me just say, too, we were talking about Masters athletes last week. I don't know how old anybody is except for, like, because we know he's in the Masters division, right? They just all look phenomenal, and they're in super shape.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to James Story this morning because we had that same question about him last week. And he's like, it was cracking me up to ask if I was 55 plus because he said it was just making me laugh because the way his shoulder is, he has a torn rotator cuff.
Yes.
And so he had to completely modify the workout. I had no idea.
Well, he also had an ab surgery.
Yes.
Right?
And I was like, how old are you? He was like, I'm 42. And I'm like, oh, well, you look great for 42. I mean, let's just be honest. But you can see our athletes just moving through shuttles. Most of the workout right here. Shuttles. They'll have the meat and potatoes of it, doing these burpees. So you see we got Brett moving to it, Allie moving to his, Billy, and Josh moving through those reps.
Yep, and you saw Josh right there touched on his last shuttle. Technically, you don't have to on that last one.
Run through it, turn around, plop on the ground. This is definitely going to be a plop workout for me. You can see Josh and Billy both moving to that kip style for those pull-ups. We'll see later on if these pay off or not.
I think you're going to see a big mix.
Because I do know the strict is technically faster, but it does require a lot more muscle.
A little bit more of a jump.
Yes.
Right.
So kind of see how this is going to move through with a lot of people.
Yep. So last week Anderson was in here, right? And you shared your candy.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's going to have it, but he was going to bring his favorite candy to share with you.
Nice.
And then Finley got some of those nerds.
Good.
The other day.
Good.
Yep.
I don't have any today, so
maybe he'll bring
I'm
his
disappointed. I'm a disappointment today. Usually I would have candy, but I rode with Sophia, who is the eating Nazi right now. So she won't let me get any more candy. It's very sad. She's like, you don't need candy. We got Mike warming up. Warming up for his. Yeah, I guess so. So everybody's moving through those shuttles. Again, kind of emphasizing before, these are shuttle runs, not shuttle sprints, and everybody is showing a great display of that.
You will see Gurley do well in this workout.
Yes.
She's not excited about the thruster, but she's a fan of the Part A camp.
Definitely. And she is one of those athletes that the standard for the pull-up bar, especially here, has played a very good factor to her because she is about yay close.
Right at it.
Which is perfect.
Yes.
So for her, it plays to her.
Do it.
So you see calm and collected on those shuttles. She's able to move through those reps pretty easily. And just breathe.
Yep.
That's really the biggest thing about this is breathing on that run and being able to kind of move through that and be able to keep that heart rate down as much as possible. Because that's what's going to happen. The burpees are going to jack your heart rate up, and you have to be able to bring it back down in the shuttles the entire time.
There we go. Yep, already 4 minutes in.
This is a very slow workout. At least for the first 10 minutes, it's very slow. It feels like you're going forever. You're like, wow, I'm on 60. It feels like I'm on 60 burpees.
Yes.
So, it is pretty rough. Oh, man, I can't wait to do this. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
I'm still trying to decide if I'm going today or not. We'll see what happens.
I saw this workout last night, and I was like, oh, man. This is just,
it's grindy.
It's grindy. That's all it is.
I like grindy workouts.
It's just grind. Grind.
I don't know how I feel about that tall bar yet. We'll see.
Get as big a jump as you can.
I wear my tall shoes.
Yeah. You can do like Marika did earlier.
What's
Have
she-
those 2 plates and just
Oh,
go
yes.
into your kip.
Yeah.
Which might be the way to do it. Because she was moving on those pull-ups.
She's a lot taller than me.
She got into that rhythm.
Yeah. People did very well with it this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody really liked it to begin with, but then they realized, okay, this is different, but not necessarily hard.
Yeah.
Because you still get a little bit.
Yes, absolutely. Because, I mean, all in all, you're still getting the stimulus of the workout. You're still doing the burpee. You're still doing the pull-up.
Yes.
So it's not easier by any means. Any way that you do it, any type of...
Any burpee pull-up is not.
No. I'm just glad it wasn't burpee muscle-ups. Or burpee... I told Leigh and Sophia earlier, I said I wish it would have been burpee pullovers, where you do a burpee and then your legs come over and then you end up on top of the bar.
Wow. There would be about 5 people in here who could do.
That would have been fun. So we got Leigh moving back to her shuttle. So she moved very fast work on those burpees. I'm assuming that was her 15. I'm not 100% sure. But time domain wise, it seems like it should have been her 15s that she was finishing. You can see she's starting to breathe a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
So she is having that kind of crank in there. So it was her 15s. Looks like she's starting, or she's in the set of 10 shuttles after the 15 burpees. So she's starting that set of 20 burpees next. So she is going to be able to move through those pretty quickly. Jamie moving through his shuttles. He should be right there with her.
G2 judging Jamie. He's pretty excited about part A as well. He's all about a shuttle run.
Mr. Bodyweight.
He's not pumped about that thruster.
No.
He will do well though to be a taller bodyweight specialist.
Yes.
He will do well. He'll still do well.
He will do a little
He's
bit
just
better.
so competitive. He wants to lift like
Very
bigger guys.
I wonder where he gets that parry. Weird. Oh man. So, like I said earlier, we have heats going every 25 minutes. So be on the lookout for those heats moving. Our next heat will be at 4 o'clock. So about 20 minutes from now. Obviously, we are 7 minutes into this workout. So we're probably running a little bit ahead schedule already, which typical CFT fashion. Always running ahead, but we will have a mandatory picture break. So we will have a 10-minute break after the 5th heat at 4:50. So that's a little bit later down the road, but just kind of keep that in mind. If you plan on watching the entire live stream here, we will have that break to where you can, go get a snack, grab a rain to stay up for the rest of the stream. So
share the stream one more time. Let other people tune in.
Share everything.
So Jeremiah has a good question. We kind of addressed this a little bit earlier, somewhat. So he said thoughts on doing an 18.0 burpee versus a step up. So 18.0, I wouldn't say go full out 18.0. So Leigh was suggesting the hop back, but then the step up. That hop back, hop up, you can do, but in my brain, that's going to get taxing real quick, and you can't get your heart rate back down as much.
So the reason I would suggest the hop back is because, for one, if you've done a workout like lung butter that we talked about earlier, it taxes your lower back pretty well. Any type of shuttle run that you see taxes your lower back pretty well. But when you do that hop back, it makes you basically just plop on the floor to where if you step back, usually you're going to put your knees on the floor and then you're going to do the seal pose and then you'll hit your chest. So it's going to tax that lower back a lot more. Whereas if you just jump back, you're just going to plop on the ground more in a, I guess you could call it spring position, to where you can just kind of hop up, bring one foot up, bring the other foot up, and then jump up into that pull-up. So I think in a long workout like this, you should definitely be more of a cautious step down, step up, or jump back, step up kind of burpee. Obviously, if this was 8 minutes, I would say 18.0 all the way, because 8 minutes, you can hang on for 8 minutes and be able to move through those. But because this is a longer time domain, find a pace and get comfortable with that pace. I don't know many people that can hold on to 18.0 burpees consistently at a consistent pace for 15 minutes. So it will be a little difficult to do that.
Yeah. You saw Jamie right there switching up that grip. He did some reverse grip, some straight. Yep. So Jamie using that kip, you're going to see a good mix though. So standard-wise, you're allowed to jump straight up into that pull-up. There's no dead hang like there normally is for a pull-up because it's a combo movement. So you can go straight up out of that burpee, straight into that pull-up. So if you are an athlete that has the power to jump and pull straight into it, go for it. But what you're going to see a lot of times is they might start there, and unless they are fairly close in height to that bar, it's going to turn into that kip like you see right there with Brett. Right there. And it looks like we have 5 minutes left in this first part. And this is where Leigh was talking about. This is where it goes lightning fast.
Yeah. And now it starts to pick up, because then it's just kind of like last week. You get to the last 4 minutes. Or you
see
get
the light at the end of the tunnel.
You get into the cleans, and you're like, wow, I don't have much time. I got to go. And this is kind of the same thing where you look at the clock. You're standing there. You're dying from your burpees. You're going, oh, man, these are never going to end. And you say, wait, I only have 5 minutes left. The light's at the end of the tunnel. Here we go. Let's turn it on. And then you get 2 minutes in, you're like, wait, I still have to do a thruster. This isn't good.
Shoo.
This isn't good.
Yep.
I pressed the gas too quickly.
Yep. Here's Allie. So Allie's going to be keeping a great pace. That girl can cardio for days.
Absolutely.
Days and days. Josh giving us a little, what's up? Him and Billy kind of pacing off each other, looks like, for those shuttles.
See, they didn't use my strategy of just killing each other the first 5 minutes. That's what I'm going to do. Steven's going next to me, and I'm going to make sure that I destroy him within the first 2 minutes.
He's got that tall man advantage. He's going to be able to jump straight. Just talking about the jump into the pull-up not being as high.
That's a long bend over in the
shuttle,
though.
And he does not like burpees.
I could knock him over.
You could.
Might.
Pull a leg out.
Yeah, there you go.
Strategy.
Do a little whoop, right out to the side with my foot. Try and knock him over. Should be good. So you see we got Billy moving through those shuttles. You can see everyone's shuttles has slowed down tremendously, which as is to be expected. But after watching people do this, honestly, I may start at this pace on the shuttle.
Well, I think so, because in my head what they're doing is they know they're getting back to a huge number of burpees that they need to be able to crank out, right? So shuttles, you got to get done to give yourself time to work, but you're going to be there for a while now. Like, he's going to be there probably the rest of the time.
This is the workout,
yes.
Just so everybody knows. Shuttles is the breathing point of this workout. The entire workout is going to be burpees.
The only thing with shuttles is you have to keep a good enough pace to give yourself time to work.
Yeah. So if you were doing CrossFit back in the olden days of 2012 and 2011 when they had the 7 minutes of burpees, this is kind of what that workout is. It's just add in quote unquote rest with the shuttle. So because that was burpees to a target.
Yeah.
So you will have that kind of playing into this. Is you can kind of think about that. Like, this is going to turn into how many burpees can I do within this 15-minute window?
Yep. And the thing with burpees, so burpees to a target, I remember the first year I did them in a workout, it was snatch and burpees to a target. And you had to measure out, like, we had PVC pipes all up on our rig. But the tough part about that is standard being a just get your feet off the floor versus you have to actually jump up and reach both hands to touch is a huge difference.
Yeah.
So 2 minutes left. Then we're moving into that max effort thruster or max rep thruster.
I'm excited to watch some of these athletes lift on that weight.
Oh yeah.
Josh and Billy both going to put up some big weight. Leigh will put up some big weight. Jamie will put up some big weight. Everybody will put up some big weight in this heat. So that's definitely an exciting thing to watch. So we got a lot more people starting to trickle in. You kind of see them in the background. Obviously, people are starting to get off work and be able to get here and do all this stuff. So that is an exciting thing to see. People coming in to watch there. You can see Kaylee right there. I think that's Kaylee.
That's Kaylee.
Okay. You can see her right there standing next to Lisa over on the left side. Supporting her hubs right there in the purple shirt, moving through those pull-ups. That's really going to be a big motivation for that thruster.
Yeah, there's Lisa. So fun fact about Lisa, did she go this morning?
She did.
She did. So this week, she's had a previous surgery. This is the first week she's done burpees in like 2 years.
Yes.
And I told her, you're going to see them this Friday, so just be aware of that.
I kind of feel bad because I'm pretty sure we told her that there was no running in the open.
Because there never has been.
And then it just kind of gets thrown in there that we're doing shuttle runs, so it's kind of like,
yeah, all right. So Jeremiah is calling Josh hitting 250 on this thruster. I want to say Zach this morning hit it was a high 250 or more. I think he can hit it.
So if you are watching, let us know in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, what do you think these people are going to hit on the thruster? What do you think the max weight here at CFT is going to be hit on a thruster? We obviously have some big lifters. Andrew, Martine, Dylan. Not me. I'm not going to hit a heavy thruster. No. Sophia, well, in relation to male and female.
For the girls.
You can kind of pick,
Yep.
I do think Sophia did tell me she's going to try and hit 200.
Yep. She's got to try to beat Anna.
So,
although they're on the same team. So you'll see these guys rest for a minute. Jeremiah said we're shooting for 250, so we'll see. We'll see what we got.
So we got Dylan just walking in front of the camera. You can see him. He's definitely going to hit a big weight. He'll be going in the next heat. Yeah. So him, Andrea, and Sophia will all be going next to each other.
It'll be fun to watch.
That's going to be terrible.
And thing with the thruster, too. So for me, since I'm not a fan of the old squatting, if I can get it stood up.
Mm-hmm.
Can usually hit it. Josh, monster shoulders, right?
Yes.
His squat's very strong too.
His jerk is very
But
strong.
his jerk is very strong, which we can't jerk in this one. But,
No.
and that was one thing that did Zach well. Zach does not jerk the bar. He
Yeah.
almost strict presses everything. So for him, he said if he could have pulled it off of a rack, he would have been heavier.
So one thing I like about what Josh just did, he just did 135.
Just knew to hit one.
So just to hit one, kind of get underneath the barbell. I think he's going to try and go for a lot of attempts here. So we got Allie going for her first attempt. But I think if you can get, the more attempts you can get in this, the better you're going to be.
Jeremiah said he believed he got 5.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think that if you can be composed enough when you come off the actual burpees and shuttles to go into a thruster, the very first rep, you're going to be better off.
Yep.
So we had Josh behind Billy, hit 185. Billy hitting 135, looking like a good rep there. We got Brett loading up for his first thruster, maybe second thruster. And he is knocking out that rep, looking good. We got Leigh about to knock out her thruster. So she resulting to that power clean going into that actual thruster. So like Candace said earlier, you'll see a lot of different strategies here. You'll see the power clean into the thruster, or you'll see the squat clean into the thruster. So we got power clean into a thruster here. So I got Josh at 215. Looks like he's moving through those. That should be 215.
215. Maybe
Sophia
she's talking
can't
about somebody
count.
else. Billy. So Billy's got 185 attempt right here.
So Billy knocking out his thruster.
Oh, yeah.
That is a good rep. Being able to move through that pretty easily. That's one thing about a thruster is that I know a lot of people in our gym, they're able to hit that press pretty easily at the top. Ooh, that was a close one.
So we'll see what Judge says
Yeah,
on it.
we'll
He
see.
knew it.
Yeah. I think Sophia got him on that one. So Allie knocking out hers. Yeah, you can see Sophia in the background saying, hey, you can't jerk it.
Yep. Jamie just successful lift over there.
Leigh knocking out
Yeah, Leigh.
hers. There it is.
They have 2 minutes left, guys. Going to minute 20 on that clock.
So we got Josh knocking out his. Looks like he's going for it. 235 on the barbell here.
Yeah.
Good lift.
He's got time.
He has
got
plenty
plenty
of
of time.
time. We have about 90 seconds left, maybe a little less. I think our clock on the screen may be a tad behind, or a tad ahead, sorry. So right at 90 seconds right now. Billy knocking out one more lift here. That was a good lift there. Allie knocking out hers. We got Lisa, probably the world's biggest supporter.
Biggest hype girl right there.
So let's see. Leigh knocking out a lift. Looks like she is about to get that lift. Let's see here. Moving through it. Pressing. There it is. Nice. And I think this is one thing that's going to surprise a lot of people, building up in kind of the leaderboard. Because thruster, like I said earlier in the stream, thruster is one of those movements that we don't do a very heavy lift often, just in CrossFit in general. Especially first time kind of seeing it in a worldwide competition. It's going to be interesting to see kind of what people get on this. Yeah, Allie knocking out hers. And,
that a girl.
That was a close one. So we got Josh. Looks like he may be going for, I want to say this is 255. So Jeremiah, you may hit it right on the head of the nail. Oh, Billy barely missing his. Oh yeah! Josh got his.
Joshua.
With that little look,
little camera look.
side eye there. Billy trying to knock out one more. Brett knocking out his with a loud scream.
Oh,
Leigh barely missing hers.
Hey, that was at least 4 or 5 attempts per athlete in that one.
So close. So close.
Strong work. So for a lot, I know for some of the reboot athletes, those of us as coaches who like Leigh mentioned earlier, who have been in the open, talked about thrusters in the sense of you're gonna have lightweight for a lot of reps. So when this was announced, she was kind of reassuring a lot of reboot athletes, you're not going to see a heavy thruster. It's just going to be, you have to do multiple ones. And then this showed up.
Yeah. Oopsie. So, Patrick Barr seconding at 250. If my math is correct, Josh hit 255, so y'all definitely were right
fellas.
on it, which is not good. I'm pretty sure that's my by one max. So, let's hope that we can get a little heavy lifting in. But we'll have our next heat starting at 4 p.m. So, like I said earlier, this is going to be kind of a stacked heat. And I will actually be leaving right before this heat. So,
Adrian?
Okay.
We'll probably bring Adrian in to talk with us. This one, so last week he didn't get to come to FNL.
Nope.
Took on the workout on Monday. Wished he could have done it on Friday because he said he already had thoughts of what he would change. He was pumped about getting to come this Friday though.
Yeah. He said he liked my mustache and it looked good on TV, so I was happy about that. So this heat, we actually have a full heat now. So we have Dylan Smith, Andrew Wright, Sophia Contreras, John Mize, Mike Pender, Eddie Wall, Christy Tharp, Julie Myrick, and Riley Robertson in this heat. So it is going to be a full heat. All 9 lanes are going to be filled. So that means that, for one, the workout's going to be very exciting to watch. As far as I know, Dylan and Andrew said they were going to pace off Sophia, and Sophia was very worried that they were going to pace off of her. So she was like, I don't know what to do. I told her to go fast and to bury him, but we'll see.
We'll see.
And then we got John Mize and Mike Pender. They call themselves the Fossil Fuels. So we'll have them. And then we have Eddie Wall, and then Christy Tharp, one of our reboot coaches, and one of her athletes, Julie Myrick, and then another awesome athlete, Riley Robertson, on the end. So it's going to be an exciting heat to watch.
Yep, so if nothing else, set your timer for 15 minutes from, 4?
Yeah.
Watch the big lifts.
Yeah.
Come back and watch the big lifts.
Absolutely.
Make sure you see these lifts. You do not want to miss these heavy hitters in this heat. It will be super exciting to see.
So because Sophia's going in this heat, still judging her every open since 2018, I'm going to go do my due diligence and make sure that she has a judge. Adrian will be taking my place, the man, the myth, the legend, one of our definitely OG veteran athletes. So you can welcome Adrian. He'll be in here in just a second. So when he shows up, give him a big hoo-yah that you're here, and be excited.
Here we go. Borrow your iPad real quick.
Go ahead.
Because we got some stuff. Let's see. Oh, I see. Here you come.
Yeah. Should go change your clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Nice and soaking wet. It's cooler than it was last week.
It is.
It is cooler.
Well,
Starting to cool off
the
outside.
end of last week was cool, like cold. I wasn't. It was warmer this morning than it is right now.
Yes, yeah, it has. It's actually been cooling off as the day goes on, for sure.
But so with this, guys, remember later tonight we're gonna do a giveaway of a hybrid membership for a month. So hybrid membership, Reboot and CrossFit. But make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and then you share it as well. And then when you're liking and subscribing, go ahead and click that notification bell. That way you know every time we go live. Not only do we do this live broadcast every Friday for FNL, we upload videos. We have tips. And, just keeping up with all of our social media as well. Like Leigh said earlier, Facebook, Instagram. Instagram, we're cft.fit. And we also have an @Reboot Trustful as well. But we post tons of information, keeping up with all of the things that we do here, clinics, get-togethers, all kinds of things. Bring a friend Friday. So make sure you follow us on all those channels, like and subscribe, and then share it on Facebook. That way you are entered into a chance to win that free hybrid membership. Now, this heat will be kicking off in, looks like, right around 1 minute.
This was a way different workout than last week. Way different workout than last week. Like last week after I finished the workout, I wanted to lay on the floor for 30 minutes and then go somewhere else and lay on the floor for another 30 minutes. After this workout, it was just, when you caught your breath, having the 5 minutes to do the lift afterwards. I took 2 minutes off
Yeah.
And then felt fine. And I did something probably a little different that I've ever done in a workout before. I did 0 warm-up. Nothing.
Okay.
I didn't do a single stretch.
Well, and we actually saw you jump in.
Yeah, so I came into the gym today. I hadn't signed up for a heat, didn't really have a plan. Kind of twisted my knee just a little bit on a call at the department last night. So I was kind of, nursing that a little bit and said, well, we'll just see how it feels. And I was just like, you know what? Let's just see how it feels. So
How was that, though?
it was fine.
Okay.
Actually, I looked at the number. We looked at the number of burpees. The way it was starting off with a 5, and then 10, and then 10, and then 10. Realistically, you're warming up so much in that 15 minutes. My wrist, my triceps, my chest, my back, my lower back, and then all your explosive muscles jumping to the bar every time for that burpee. I was looking at the entire workout and I was thinking, I don't really need, other than if I want to do a little stretch before, but realistically, I felt fine. And really about 2 minutes into it, I really kind of started finding a groove where I could settle in and just found that spot and just kind of stayed there. And just try, and I can tell you this, several people told me, like, chill on the run and go on the burpees. And that was phenomenal advice, because I almost shuffled on the run. I felt like I was, like, embarrassing myself. I was like, maybe I need to move a little faster. But
Go back and watch it.
I was recovering the entire time I was running and telling myself, breathe, recover, and then get back to the burpees. And tried something new on those too. Instead of jumping and hanging from the bar and then kip into a pull-up, I would jump and go all the way into the pull-up every rep. And that took so much time out of it. And I could almost jump up and pull myself over the bar and let go, and then just drop to the floor.
Yep.
And then do a burpee. And it took my grip never got tired. The only thing was just I got out of breath.
Yeah.
I was so out of breath. I was like, that was the only recovery, was I couldn't breathe. So, so if I had to do it again, I can't say that I would change anything. Maybe I could get a few more reps on the burpee pull-ups, but I don't think it's going to be a lot, because it's just
pace.
It's just pace. You got to be smart. If you try to run, you're gonna end up standing there at the bar and not going to do the burpees. So it was way different than last week, though. Like, I could do this workout again tomorrow, do it again on Sunday. You probably could do this workout every day. You're just not going to get sore. There's nothing to get sore from.
So I know we talked about a lot of people being nervous about their back because of the shuttles.
Right.
Do you feel like the 3 points of contact made a bigger difference? Felt the same?
It felt the same.
Felt the same.
Well, I mean, as far as like versus a 4 points of
Right.
contact, yeah, way different.
Okay.
Yeah, it was way different, because I almost like I could just reach down and just tap the floor and keep going. Versus with a 4 points of contact, it's a purposeful all the way down, almost like you're bending over to pick something up. Where actually, when I was making the turn, I could almost just reach down and kind of tap the floor and just and go right back into it. But also on that turn, I would just kind of almost turn and plant and touch and then take off. So it was almost like you got a little break right there in the turn, like bump and then go.
Yep.
You would bump and then go. So it was almost like a little cheat area you could catch one breath when you weren't moving muscles. So it was
Yep. So these 3 lanes, you see Dylan, Andrew, and Sophia. So Leigh was telling us earlier they were talking strategy last night, and told Sophia to try to drill the boys into the ground on the shuttles.
Oh, she could drag them right now. She could absolutely. If they're trying to pace off of her, she could absolutely drag them right now and hurt them bad.
Yep. So all 3 of those athletes right there, though, very seasoned competitors.
Yeah.
Open multiple times. Andrew being a previous regionals athlete, Dylan and Soph knocking out competitions all the time. They understand. Yes, they can pace off her, but they also understand. Okay, wait a minute.
They also know she's got an engine like a Freightliner too, and she's just not gonna. I mean,
she's gonna go.
She's gonna go. It's a great motor. And if you'll watch, you'll see people settle in. They'll CrossFit it right out of the gate, boom, and then you'll see them start to settle in. They'll find their groove, because you find where you can breathe.
Yeah.
And you're just gonna stay there. The round of 20 was where I got real. Like, everything else, you were just moving. It's like, I know it's coming. The wall's coming. And the round of 20, at 5 burpees of the round of 20, it was like, boom, there it is.
There it is.
And that's when you had to kind of start, psychologically, it's like, okay, I've got to keep moving. Because then that's when it hits and you want to rest.
Yeah.
So,
now you see all these guys doing the jump into the pull-up. Sophia's going to jump straight into it. John Mize jumping straight into it. A difference that you're going to see is for the women who didn't make the cutoff.
Yep.
On that short bar.
Yeah.
Might be a little bit of a difference. So for me, if I were to go on the short bar, I could do exactly what you're saying, which is not even really touch it.
Yeah.
Now, tall bar's going to be different for me.
Right.
But
if you can jump
okay.
straight into your pull-up and not have to hang and kip into your pull-up,
Big difference.
you're so much energy that you're putting into the rest of the workout.
Yeah.
So much more. And I was actually, when I finished, I was really tired. I was like, wow. But 2 minutes,
You're fine.
I felt fine. And I did that. I started with a light thruster. I started like 135, and then went 185, 205, 225, and had another minute. Probably, I think 245 would have been a problem.
Yeah.
225 was heavy, but it wasn't. It felt fine.
Okay, so it's looking like 3 to 5 lifts.
Yeah, I got 4. I got 4, and I waited 2 minutes before I even did my first one, and I never felt like I was pushed for my last one.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
wish I would have had another minute, but waiting 2 minutes, I put my lifters on, kind of just caught my breath, and then I went with a confident weight because I just wanted to see how I was going to feel, and it felt good. Really, the thruster was was easy part of this workout. Yeah.
How was that squat?
It was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it felt fine. I just took it slow.
Yep.
I dropped into it slow, came out of it slow because I knew I could just push it out at the top. But it was this is a fun workout. I didn't last week. It was not fun. I didn't have fun last week. I didn't have fun at all. So this was a fun workout. Even though I don't like to run.
No.
I'm not a runner, but shuttles are different. A
Same.
shuttle's completely different. It's a completely different. It's not like going and running around a track. You just I will say this though, having a judge, I told Jamie Bowlin was my judge, and he did a real good job of telling me. It's so monotonous, just down and back and down and back and down and back. You're just like, it's like you just do it. And he would tell me whenever I come back, he'd go 7. And that helped a lot because it kind of gave me that light at the end of the tunnel, because it was just like the shuttles seemed like they took forever. Right? It's just forever.
That was one thing we said too. The nice part about the open is having that judge, especially on this one and burpee pull-ups. There was one workout that we did. You're trying to go fast, and I remember counting burpee and the pull-up and going, wait. Now I don't know where I am.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So another strategy for judges is keep tick marks.
Yeah.
Keep tick marks. There's so much going on.
Yeah, having this guy right here. Very, very important. Yeah, no doubt, because he was marking the whole time, and even he told me afterwards. He said, "Hey, this is kind of hard to keep up with.
Yes.
You've got to have this sheet.
Got to have those tick marks."
There's no doubt, because he said it was just so many movements, just doing so much.
Yeah. So coming up on 5 minutes in, these guys will have 10 minutes left after this. Up until that 10-minute mark, this is a lot of just. That clock's going to go forever.
It's like until the last 5 minutes. Like the first 10 minutes seems like it takes forever, and the last 5 minutes you're wishing. I wish it was be a little bit longer. It's not a workout that you're wishing the clock would run out. It's like, man, I wish I had a little more time.
You see Andrew reversing that grip a little bit.
That is something cool too. Is you can do pronated grip, supinated. You can do a mixed grip. You can do whatever you want to on this, as long as your chest touches the floor and your chin goes above the bar. That's
where we're at.
They did a good job. I love the clock on the screen. That's like super 10 right there. I love the clock on the screen.
Yep.
Last week when I was watching, because I couldn't be here and I was losing my mind, sitting there at my computer, and I was like, where are they at? Where are they at? Where are they at?
Also, new camera angle.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah, I love
Different
it.
spot.
Yeah, I love it because you can see the whole field. Yeah,
It's
you
great.
can see the whole field. You can see where every athlete is the whole time.
It's like whoever set this up is really good at
You
this.
would think whoever this production company is knows what you're doing.
You know, we have some friends called Content Enthusiasts if you want to check them out.
Yeah.
Pros.
Yeah, this is legit.
Pros. Clock on the screen. Pro move. You heard it from Jeremiah. So far, Jeremiah is, what do you call them in the comments on Facebook? They're like the
Top fan.
top
Oh, yeah,
fan.
top fan. Is he a top
Jeremiah's
fan?
a top fan. Caleb
What's up, Jeremiah?
Andrews, what's up, buddy?
Caleb,
Just
we miss
finished.
you. We need you to come back and see us.
Yes, dude, walk on over.
You and Jesse, y'all need to come on back. We miss you guys.
Just finished the session over next door, rehabbing. Caleb is a hero, my friends. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. OG. He's one of our OGs.
He's OG in what is a absolute true story of adversity and what the human mind and what determination can do for someone.
Yes.
So, if you ever see him, shake his hand and ask him.
Maybe we will do a sit-down interview
We need
with
to.
him
You
one
need
day.
to do a sit down with him one day.
So,
He's one of the
make
best guys
sure-
to talk to as well.
Speaking of that, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. That way you will know when that comes out. So many stories. I literally sat down and thought the other day, so many people I would love to just sit down and talk to in
There's
here.
so many stories. Yeah, so many stories.
Just so many different backgrounds. We were also talking about the amount of medical personnel we have here.
Oh, I know it. I was just like, the other day somebody was asking me what type of members do you have at the CrossFit gym, and I was like, we have police officers, firemen, we have physicians, we have the team doctors for Hewitt Trustful that work
Yeah.
out here. I mean, we've got doctors, lawyers. You name it. There is no
Got it covered.
there is no profession I don't think is represented. I mean, there's not represented.
Sprinkler
in this gym.
systems.
Yeah, sprinkler system, coal
Security.
miners. There's everything you can imagine, and then we all come together, and we're all CrossFitters when we get here.
Yep.
So.
We are all working on our fitness.
All working on our fit. And I'm sitting here still just pouring sweat. I finished this workout 40 minutes ago, and I haven't stopped sweating.
Still there.
Still there. Still there. They're just over the halfway point of the burpee pull-ups and shuttle runs.
And I don't think their pace looks any different. Potentially.
So you'll see when you start seeing them coming out of those burpees just a little bit slower.
You see them
You
moving.
gotta find those little bitty wins of areas that you can rest on this workout, and just taking a little bit of time when you're getting down and getting up out of that burpee makes a huge difference. Gives you just a few extra places to get a breath.
Yeah, you see Andrew moving to that kip. So one thing he was a little nervous about, so probably in 2014, he was nursing a back injury that happened on a previous job that he had. Saw multiple doctors for it, right?
Yep.
One of them suggested surgery. One of them said take medicine for the rest of your life, never work out. And then the third one, always make sure you feel comfortable about your opinion.
Sure.
Third one said, no, you need to lift, and you need to lift heavy. So this literally was the medicine that fixed his back.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that about yourself, though, in here we have, you notice like all these athletes have scales for movements. This is something that happens every single day in our classes, right? We scale movements to wherever you are. But it can be done, right? It's not something that is a death sentence of don't come in. You need to move. Not moving is the enemy, right?
Yep, it is. And I think everybody thinks that you have to be in good shape to go to a gym. It's like I've heard people say, I need to start working out before I come to y'all's gym and work out because I'm so far behind. We don't realize this. No, you don't. We can modify everything.
Yep.
There's nothing we don't modify for. Nothing. It doesn't matter what shape it doesn't matter if you're confined to a wheelchair. It doesn't matter where you are in life and how much weight you think you need to lose or how good a shape you need to be in. You don't need to do anything but walk through the door, and then we'll show you the way. It's there's no other way to put it.
Right.
I mean, I had a physician. I had medial meniscus tears both knees. And when I bent down, it sounded like popcorn. Had MRI done. Doctor told me we got to scope them one at a time. And I'm anti the knife unless it's just absolute. So I went and got a second opinion. And the doctor I said, I don't want to do the cut. And he said, he looked at my MRI, he said, well, let's try this. We're going to try this, and I want you to try some of these exercises. And that was 20 years ago. My knees don't pop, my knees don't click, and I've yet to have surgery. And I'm still here in the gym working out every day. So, there are cases where you do, but there's other remedies. And I think, complacency, where we get sedentary, is one of the worst things for the human body.
Yep.
And we need to keep it moving. So,
Yep. So guys, less than 5 minutes left in this first part. Make sure you stay tuned to that last 5 minutes in those lifts of this heat right here. It's going to be some big lifts.
This is not exciting to watch for the first 15 minutes. You're just watching people run back and forth and get really tired. The last 5 minutes, when it goes into a one rep max, absolutely. The gym actually explodes.
Yes.
I mean, the energy out there it just starts building, getting higher and higher.
Crazy.
The whole time when you're lifting. People are screaming for you, cheering you on. I love watching Mike Pender run up and down the street. When I am 70 years old, please let me be in the shape that man. That is my goal, is to be Mike Pender. I want more hair than he has, but I want to be Mike Pender.
Well, maybe that's the secret.
What
if that's the secret?
If that's the secret, I'm shaving my head today. So, if that is the secret, I'll shave today. But otherwise, I want to be Mike Pender. I mean, that guy's, he's something else.
Yep,
John
this
Mize,
one on that bar that just
did
dumped
that
up. That's
right
Mike
there.
Pender.
That is Mike
Just
Pender.
turned 70 last Sunday.
70th birthday. Yeah, just a couple days ago.
And
he is
this,
middle of the screen
let's
right
see. So like we talked about earlier, we had athletes fill out these questionnaires. So he is 10 plus years here.
That's great.
Working out.
I've been here
plus
since
years.
14. July will be 9 years for me.
Yeah.
I know. It goes fast. And I started all this because we were doing all those firefighter competitions against all. We were doing all those firefighter competitions in the combat challenge against all these other firefighters, and we were getting killed. And we were getting smoked by these guys. Like, we were doing all these workouts, and finally started talking to someone. I was like, "What are you guys doing?" They were like, "CrossFit." So you remember Lonnie West came in here and signed up. Like a month later, I showed up, and Been here ever since. So
I remember y'all dragging the
and we,
sled.
yeah, and we accomplished that goal of winning that regional competition and all that stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of goals were accomplished because of
Woo.
showing up,
Showing up.
walking through that door.
Showing up and just doing what your coach said. And then becoming a coach.
And then becoming a coach. And I'll tell you what, coaching is it's one of the greatest to watch people now. I mean, the high that I used to get off of PRs and
Yeah.
off of of getting the gold stars and making lifts and stuff like that. Now watching the other people, I mean, it's like having kids. I mean, like when you have kids and you watch your children through your eyes, the enjoyment that you get. I mean, you get that same thing when you are coaching because you see people accomplishing things they never thought they could do, and it is. I mean, talk about making you feel good about your job and feel good about being a part of something. It's a good thing. We enjoy it. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. Now, when you're at 2 minutes left in this workout and you know you're about to lift heavy, does your mindset change?
No, I mean,
Okay.
my thing was I wish I had more time because I was like,
Where you were in
yeah,
your
I mean,
burpees?
where I was at on the burpee because I was in that round of 25 and I wanted to try and finish that round of 25 and I was like, ugh. But the round of 20, it really kind of started getting distorted at that point. It started becoming a struggle.
So we talked about this too. You kind of have to play the strategy of you have to set your pace on your shuttles, but you also have to give yourself time to work.
Yeah.
Right? So do you feel like and you said your shuttle stayed the same throughout.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just picked I didn't go fast on the shuttles at all. That was my rest. It's like I got to move with purpose. I mean, you see Dylan's walking. He's actually walking because he knows that lift's coming.
Yep.
So, and he also knows that he's going to
gotta
got to
do
get through those
burpee pull-ups.
burpees. The burpees is where the work is at. So you got to get through those shuttles. But yeah, the shuttles just felt like they took a long time. It's just like I kept thinking, man, these things are lasting forever.
45 seconds,
seconds.
guys.
This
You're
is
going to
fixing to get
see
fun.
these guys do work. You see Sophia picking up that pace. Check her out right there in that lane.
She's going straight into a pull-up.
You get credit for every burpee, or you have to finish the set?
Burpee. Yep, so they're going to get credit for each burpee. The thing with the shuttles is if they get caught in the middle of a shuttle, that shuttle does not count.
Right.
Has to be the full down and back.
completed shuttle down and back.
Yep, they have 20 seconds.
And you're going to see some people take some time off right here. As soon as they finish, they're going to push as hard as they can right here these last 10 seconds.
Yep.
And then they're going to rest, sit, put on their pull on their grips or change over into their lifters. And you'll see the bars start rolling on the floor.
Yeah, and this is the beauty of where they allow your judge to help you. In the
That
past,
was great.
they have done to where your judge can't help.
Yeah, you got to do your own plates. It's amazing how tiring it is.
Oh.
You're like you're trying to catch your breath and you're trying to put plates on. So it's like you never get a recovery.
And those clips.
Yeah.
Which, hallelujah, the red clips.
The red clips. Yeah.
We used to have the squeeze-on clips, and so many women starting out.
It's the hardest.
I would go to their bar because you would see them get so frustrated.
Trying to get that spring clip off.
They can, back squat 200 pounds, but they can't get the clip
Can't
on
get
the
a
bar.
spring clip off. Yep.
I would go show them the trick because there's a trick. There was always a trick. So, if you have just tuned in, you have tuned into the most exciting part of this workout. This final 5 minutes, these athletes are trying for a 1 rep max thruster right here. So you see Andrew.
Like Andrew
right
started
here,
off with
just knocked-
225
Yeah.
right out of the gate.
I didn't talk to him about what he thought he could hit. If his back is still feeling okay,
It's going to be pretty. It's going to be a lot.
it's going to be
So
in
I
the threes.
see, yeah,
Sophia said she was shooting for 200.
that's a huge amount of weight.
She can definitely hit it.
Yeah.
Anna Walker last night hit 195. So competitively, they're on the same purple team, but also best friends and love to compete
Yeah.
with their weights. Coach
And it's
Christy
so
right
strong.
there, so strong.
So strong. There's
Eddie. Now Eddie right here.
Eddie.
Eddie's monster shoulders.
He is.
That guy, if he can get it to here,
Yep.
he can keep going with it. You see
John
John
Mize.
Mize.
Here we go. Nice.
Yeah.
Good lift.
Here's Soph.
All right, Soph.
Easy work. Here's
Got her husband Leigh out there. She has to have him when she goes. Here we go, Andrew. Oh, he's going to lift big today.
Woo.
Look at that.
You see
What was
Dylan.
that, two? That looked like, I couldn't tell what it was. So they got 3 more minutes to get in their 1 rep max thruster. The thruster really felt fine. I mean, it really did. It felt fine. There was just nothing.
I told Leigh my thought that I'm going to keep in my head until I lift is I'm really warm for this.
Nice. Dylan's got some more in the tank.
Yep. So of all the lifts you could give Andrew, I mean, other than a clean and jerk or a snatch, I guess.
Overhead squat.
He's probably, oh, yeah. Okay, man.
I'm gonna say, you remember the time that he lifted that weight and then you yelled at him overhead squat
That was
and
a
he
snatch.
did. Yeah, he snatched it and then you said overhead squat
That was
and
my
he
fault.
did it and it was like,
He did.
yeah. We all had our breath
Two-
like, what?
I feel like I heard 295. Does that look right, or does that look like more?
That may be right. 295, 275, 285. Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's 295. So he just thrustered 295. He's probably gonna have 300 in the tank today.
Yep. He's got 2 minutes to chill and lift.
Yep.
Another thing, like we said, they have, if they get the bar moving, even though time is up and the bar's in motion, you get to complete that lift. So that's a little strategy you can play too. Eat up all the time that you can get.
So what was the heaviest that was thrustered the other in the was it 300?
In last
in
night,
the open announcement.
I didn't see it.
I think it was 300.
Okay.
I think 300. It was.
Oh. That's Riley.
I want to say 300 was the max. It might have been 295 or 300 was the max that was done by the pros. So
We got 90 seconds coming up. Here we go, Dylan.
and I know y'all watching can't hear this, but the energy inside that room out there right now, everybody is screaming.
So hype.
It's shaking the building right now.
So hype. Here goes Andrew.
Where are we at? It's going to be 300 plus right here. A nice
Sophia just hit a monster lift
Soph
back
just
there.
hit a monster lift. So 295 and 5, so he is at 300 pounds. Boom!
Yes!
That's a 300-pound thruster right there.
He's still got 1 minute, guys. We still have 1 minute. Soph's got to decide what she wants to do. If she hit that 200 mark, she'll try for it. A little less than 1 minute left. That blows my mind. I can't even deadlift that.
I can deadlift it, but I can't thruster it.
But to get it to here and then
I can
here.
I can deadlift it, but I'm not going to thruster that. That boy John Mize.
So little fun facts about Andrew. He just thrustered his also most ever lifetime snatch.
Yeah. So if you look at this heat, that's the thing. You've got people out here that have got 65 pounds on the bar, and you've got people that have 300 pounds on the bar.
Yep.
That just shows how diverse the group of CrossFit is. They're working out together in a workout with 65 pounds and 300 pounds.
Guys, we got 10 seconds.
That's how our classes work.
They just have to get this bar moving before that time is
Off
called.
the ground. Here we go.
All three of these are going to lift together right here. Oh. And our clock is
Here
a
we go.
little bit off from theirs.
Oh, and he got it. Look at that. Wow. I don't even know how much that was.
Those are fives.
So we put 2 more 5s on there.
Those
So
are
that
fives.
would be 305.
310?
Be 310?
310?
Yeah, 310. Wow.
So huge heat that just finished up, guys. And cool thing about that heat too. So you have athletes who are super pumped about part A, athletes who are super pumped about part B, which was that heavy lift. But then you have those first 3 lanes.
Yeah.
Crush both.
Yeah.
Crush both. And then you have so many people in that heat were just cruising through part A. And then seeing them get to those barbells, and some of our athletes have touched barbells, 10 times.
Yeah.
Our reboot athletes that don't normally move a barbell, they get into this and just go.
Right.
And they just work.
Right.
And that's the hype of the Open. Our coaches have taken the time with these athletes outside of this. Once we heard the announcement was up, I don't know how many coaches I saw with athletes working on that thruster.
No,
just making sure. I had somebody come pull me, and he said, "Are you working out?" And I was like, "Nah."
Yeah.
So making sure that they know what's going on, and they're super pumped. It's a new thing for a lot of them, but it's really exciting when you get a barbell in your hand, especially as a woman. So my favorite thing to see, and I don't know that I would have noticed this as much, except for now that I have 3 kids, having been an athlete, and then you turn into a mom, and realizing, oh, I can still be an athlete. Right?
Right.
I had a one-on-one the other day that I bumped her up in a kettlebell weight from the 18 to the 26. And she, in the middle of our workout, she said, "Oh, I'm going to cry." I thought she was kidding.
Right.
We got done and she laid down and cried. And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
I said, "What happened?" She never thought she would be able to swing that kettlebell a day in her life. And now I'm already almost bumping her up to the other one.
Right.
But the cool thing, and especially like for her, she didn't play sports growing up. She didn't do anything like this growing up. When you get any athlete really, woman or man, to realize, oh my goodness, I can be strong.
Mm-hmm.
They don't you just don't realize when you see that switch flip. That's my moment of what you're talking about.
And you realize
being
that
so
potential
proud.
is actually there.
We
see it.
It's
we
so
know
cool.
it's there.
And
we
that's
see
what
it.
makes you so excited because
Yeah.
you're like, you finally see it.
Yeah, we see it every day. We see it in every person that walks through the door. They don't see it.
So we have our first on-floor interview. We're going to shoot to Leigh right now. Looks like she has Andrew and maybe Sophia.
Turn it on, Leigh.
All right, guys. My name is Leigh Hanby. This is Sophia Contreras. She just completed 23.2.
Yeah, did.
How was it?
The burpee to pull-ups, they were okay. My arms did get a little fatigued, but the running, I could kind of just like zone in and look for my target on the ground every time. And I really didn't hear anything. I kind of heard where Josh was talking about Dylan, and if you saw me, I was kind of like eyeing him, trying to catch him. He did get me by 2 reps, but I'll take it because I think he's a pretty top athlete at the gym right now, but at any time. But I would say like the burpees, you just got to find your rhythm and just keep moving through it, and definitely just try to breathe throughout the run.
Yeah. How did those thrusters feel?
They felt really good. My legs felt really warm. I felt solid. I was confident. I had fun with it. I didn't let myself get kind of like in my head or anything. It was really fun, and I'm excited for the other athletes to start doing some thrusters.
Well, you definitely crushed it today. So you plan on doing it again? That's the big question.
We'll have to see how much food I eat over the weekend and how much I recover.
All right. Well, awesome job today. Super fun watching you. Heading back into the room, yeah? All right.
So there you saw Sophia hit a monster lift in that workout. Look, super pumped, super happy. Looked like she probably hit her goal. But big heat, we have more big athletes coming up in this next heat, which will start right at 4:20, a little bit past 4:25. So we have lane 1, we have Leigh Contreras, then Steven Sawyer, then Bridget Hamilton on that first low bar. Then you'll have Daniel Smith, Mike Wright, Kathleen Latham, Amanda Pennington, and then Maddie Smith. So Maddie is Dylan's wife, so she'll be knocking it out on that last high bar. Amanda, Kathleen, Bridget, Reboot athletes. Bridget also one of our Reboot coaches, so she's done both. She would be considered like a hybrid athlete, so that's doing both of our programs. Which brings us to the point of make sure you like and subscribe, and then share our YouTube channel for your chance to be entered to win that hybrid membership. Share it on Facebook, share it on YouTube, but make sure you like and subscribe, and then ring that notification bell. That way you know every time we go live or post a new video.
I want to win the hybrid membership.
I know.
That's insane to give away a hybrid membership. That's awesome.
So our next heat will be coming up pretty quick. Big athletes again. Leigh looking to hit a big lift. I think he said 250 possibly was his max, but I think he's shooting for it.
The thing is, I was thinking when I was out there when I was actually getting ready to start this workout, because I didn't warm up for the workout. I was thinking that if I could hit, within 40 pounds of my 1 rep max, I'd be doing good. You can hit your 1 rep max in this. You can even PR in this, I believe, because
we've seen that a few times.
It felt so good because it was almost I was thinking I was going to be so tired, so exhausted, but I wasn't. And then the thruster felt so good. I was like, what? How does this feel like it does? So it was This is a great competition right here to where you could actually get that match or PR on it without a doubt.
Are these now your warm-up movements?
How much?
315.
315.
Happy with it.
So just talked with Andrew Ray. In here we thought it was 310.
We thought it was 310. We were trying to catch your weight. It looked awesome.
We don't know.
Looked great.
No, it's 295.
How did it feel?
2.5 and a put 10 on.
How did it feel?
It's good. Oh, come on, camera.
You sit right
in
here.
the middle. No, I'll be in the middle.
I was going to grab your ring real quick.
Okay, yeah, get out of here. Sweet.
So how did the 315? We were trying to count your weights. We were going plate, and trying to figure out how much it was.
So I started off with 225 with no belt and shoes, just to warm up.
Yeah.
You're super duper warm, and that was one thing that I actually asked Adrian about because he didn't warm up either. Last week I didn't warm up.
Yeah.
We have a ton of people volunteering and all that, but we're trying to go all out. So I'm just kind of not warming up, and this was another workout where you can just hit it without warming up.
I did.
I'm a big warmer-upper.
Me too. Lots of blood flowing, getting the sweat going, getting all that, all oxygen pumped into those muscles. This workout, absolutely not, because it's going to happen. You're warming up.
Yep.
5, 10, 10, 10, 15, 10. You're warming up. You're doing a 15-minute warm up.
Yeah.
And then when you get to the thruster, I felt great. I
really good.
Felt phenomenal. I mean, I felt flexible. I felt everything settled in. It felt fine. I mean,
Yep.
it was really, so, of course, everybody's different. Everybody needs a different warm up, and I'm a warm up guy. I'll be 50 this year.
Yep.
Warm ups are very important. I warm up to get out of the bed in the morning.
Yep.
So warm ups are very important.
And that's one thing that we do here that separates us from a lot of other gyms is we don't have warm-ups that are just written on a board that are super generic. Every single day, our coaches write skill-specific, function-specific, modality-specific warm-ups specifically, not just for each class, but each individual.
Right.
And so we could have done a really long, really detailed warm-up. You didn't need it.
You didn't need it.
When Schmoll said, all right, you're 5 minutes in, I said, I'm feeling warm. And people make fun of me. I call it juicy. I was super juicy.
Yeah.
My legs were juicy.
Sure.
Oh, nice. Taylor said, you don't look a day over 50.
Oh, thanks, Taylor. Hey, I appreciate it.
But if I could, being devil's advocate, I just read that to Adrian because I know he can't see it with those glasses.
I don't have my glasses on, so I have no idea what it says.
She said 30, not 50.
Oh, 30! Oh, no!
Oh,
Oh, my
so
gosh,
you can't read
dude.
it either.
Oh, jeez. Okay, I'm going to get it back off camera.
Yeah, just go ahead and hide that because we have no idea what anybody said.
That was horrible.
You don't look at that over 50. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so when I got my eyes checked when I was 18 years old, and he said I had the eyes of like a 60-year-old man, something like that. And so I was like, is that good? He's like, no, it's not a compliment, man.
It's not a compliment.
So we're 2.5 minutes in here. That number's a little bit bigger on screen, so I can read that one. We're 2.5 minutes.
I got that.
James is doing a solid job keeping us on track. That was one piece of feedback that we got. I love constructive criticism, so if you're in the live feed and you want to comment, anything that we can do better. Like next year, I want to figure out software to where we can keep tally and show you where each athlete is. That would be sick if we can conquer that problem. The clock was one problem that was suggested last week, and we got it solved.
I love the clock on the screen.
James McCooley standing up in the studio because he knows that was a tall
Yeah,
order.
James, you crushed that.
Yeah.
And I'm the one that put in the feed. I was like, we need a clock. I can't see where everybody's at. And, yeah, that clock is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, and it shows you, this pace that all the athletes are having right now, it looks – if you were hopping this feed right now, you would assume they're tired, and they're not. What they're doing is they're being smart. One thing at the end of the workout, even in my heat, I could feel Dylan and Sophia slowing down. I heard athletes in the crowd cheering Sophia on, and she just said, "I'm good," which means I have my pace. I appreciate the support and the encouragement, but it's not an emotional thing. I'm sticking to a schedule here.
Yeah, you thought Lane Davis was doing the same thing. She was giving me the business. She's come on. I was like,
yeah,
I'm right.
You know when the train's leaving the station, when the train's getting. I'm
right
not jumping off into the tracks.
And you
early.
appreciate it, but also it's like there's a plan. I say I'm sticking to a plan here.
That's right. And in this heat we have Leigh Contreras. He was sick for the past. Man, he got sick like Monday and was sick through like yesterday, I believe. He had a scratchy throat yesterday, so he's coming off being sick. Andrew. Oh, we still don't know what you got from Martine. Oh yeah, so I almost wrote on a board Martine ? Just to talk a little smack in the live feed, but I was a little too fatigued to do that.
Where is Martine?
He's coming. If he's not coming today, let's see. I don't see him on schedule, so that means he's probably either doing it tomorrow or the next day. Hopefully, he can tell us in the comments. I got 3:15. I went 225 without shoes and belt, and then slapped on 275, then did 295, then 310, and then the atmosphere was insane. So we took off the 5s and 2.5s and slapped on 10s to get 315. But in the seat, Leigh Contreras, Stephen Sawyer, Bridget Hamilton, Daniel Smith, Mike Wright, Kathleen Latham, Amanda Pennington, and Maddie Smith. So we've got a really good mix of athletes. CrossFitters and rebooters. You can see athletes on the low bar and high bar. That was one thing. Did you guys talk about the standard that was a little bit unique?
We did.
This
We
year?
haven't touched on. We've kind of talked about the height of the bar, up and down, and how you're supposed to be able to reach up, and we've touched on it. We haven't talked about it.
It's unique. We don't really spend much time on it, but it is a unique standard. Any idea how this workout is weighted? Do both parts count the same? Are thrusters more valuable than the reps in part A? So, James and Adrian, correct me if I'm wrong, but if it's like every other year, it's two separate events.
It's two separate events. You're gonna get two separate scores completely. So you're gonna get one score for the shuttles and the burpee pull-ups, and the shuttles only count for whole reps. So if you're halfway through a shuttle, you don't get the rep on it. But yeah, everything's it's whole numbers. So you're gonna get a certain amount of numbers on your reps for your part A, and then you're gonna get a number for whatever weight you lift on part B. So it's not one part's not any more weighted than the other. It's really two separate workouts.
And every year is different. Without getting too strategic and too into the weeds, what you need to do as a non-open athlete, not interested in regionals or the online qualifiers or whatever they're doing now, just do your best. Rest up on your last few shuttles so that way you can hit the thruster hard and be heavy and get your Friday Night Lights points. If you're trying to go to the next stage, eventually the game, something like that, what you're doing is you're competing against the masses, and the masses are not going to be able to do the thruster weight on an absolute level, but they will be able to do thrusters and pull-ups. So for athletes that are competing, unfortunately, the really the really stinky answer is you've got to blow up the shuttles and burpees, because and that was my downfall as a bigger athlete. I was always 230. I could thruster more than the vast majority of people, but being 50 pounds over the majority doesn't award you as many points as getting 5 more reps on this workout. It'll cost you 10,000 spots. Yeah. So you've got to almost just push yourself to the absolute. Sell out.
Sell out. Man, you got to sell out where you know where you're good. I mean, whatever you know where your strength and weakness are, and whatever your strength is, you're going to have to sell out there. Yeah. You're going to have to sell out there because you know that's where you're going to be able to make it.
Especially in a workout like this, a fire breather. You could start CrossFit. This could be your first event, and if you're young and lean, you could do really good on this workout.
Yeah, very, very good on this.
But not good on the thruster, because you got a squat clean thruster, which is a technical lift, and a very powerful lift without the jerk. So going into some of these athletes, you can see the pace is solid. The pace is really, really good. I mean, we're 5 minutes since we last talked about their pace, and they have not slowed down or sped up, which is exactly what you want. You don't want to see any white lips or white eyes or chewing bees like we talked about last week, where you're just grinding away and hurting. You want to almost feel like you're going for a jog, a quick burpee jog, where you could do this for 20, 30 minutes if you had to.
More like a shuffle sprint than a shuttle.
Yeah, it's a shuffle sprint.
Like a shuffle sprint. I mean, really, you're really recovering. It's such a short distance too. It's not like you're going to build up any momentum. So by the time you start moving into a jog, you're turning around and you're jogging back, and then you're turning around. And that 3 points of contact, we did touch on that a little bit. I could tell a big difference in the 3 points of contact versus 4, because I could just reach down and touch with one hand. You weren't having to reach all the way down, because like the start of a burpee, and put both hands on the ground. So it made that transition turn around pretty quick. And talking about the jumping and kipping pull-up. So some people are jumping into a pull-up. Like if you'll watch, you'll see some people will actually burpee, and they go straight. As they jump, they just continue a pull all the way above the bar, and then they just drop back down. Versus some athletes, you'll see them jump to the bar, they're hanging, and then they're kipping into a pull-up. That just really depends on your strength and weaknesses. If you're a strong athlete, a lot of times a strong athlete's explosive, they can jump straight into that pull-up and continue and drop back down, versus someone who's actually having to kip. Now, we did have some athletes earlier who I talked to, Billy Hamilton, who is strong enough that he can jump into it, but he said the kip would give him just a little bit of an edge, almost a break, so he could hang, take a breath, and then he could actually do his pull-up, and it also was a small rest reward right there, and take a little bit of that intensity out of it.
Yep, takes the intensity out. The only thing that you have to factor in is that time under tension is one thing you have to consider. Yep. It's like doing thrusters. Like on Fran, where you rest at the top and you're breathing, you're not truly resting unless the weight is off of you. You're holding the weight overhead, so that's under tension. You've got all those secondary and tertiary muscles that are doing work and depriving you of oxygen. So that kip, if you are explosive enough, you want to go for it. And remember, we are giving away a hybrid membership to one of the shares of the live stream. So
like what's going on, share it, please. Just share it out there, put it out there for others to look at. We're giving away that hybrid membership, and hybrid, which means
reboot
and CrossFit. So And we're coming up on just over 4 minutes left in the part A of this workout right here. And you're going to see everybody's into that grindy, nasty part right here. We're going to start seeing some athletes slow down a little bit to get through these shuttles, to try and get as many reps on those burpee pull-ups as they can before they go into this 1 rep max thruster.
Yeah, and I saw Lee a second ago he actually walked.
He's walking. He's walking.
Look at him.
Yeah, so that's the shuffle. That's what I was calling shuffle sprints. Those are shuffle sprints. So it's not a shuttle, it's a shuffle sprint. But what he's doing is he's purposely slowing down on those there, because he knows he's watching the clock, and when he gets back, he knows he's going to try and get as many burpees as he can into the burpee pull-ups.
And he's also one of our stronger athletes, so
absolutely killed it last week.
Yeah, once you get to that 10th minute, your brain really shifts to, I got 5 minutes to get my hamstrings, which are probably going to be a little fatigued from bending over.
Right.
Your quads are going to be fatigued from jumping, and obviously your upper body. You need to be able to be explosive in that press and that drive, and frankly, you need to have just enough oxygen to be able to even clean it to get it up for the thruster. So all these guys are moving well. Daniel
Smith
still jumping up and looking explosive.
Jumping into those jumping pull-ups. Daniel Smith's one of our physicians that works out here. He's the team doctor for the Hewitt-Trussville football team too. Works for Andrews Sports Medicine.
Yeah, good dude.
Good dude.
He diagnoses all of us.
He helps us. Every time he does something, he'll go, that's free. He'll just give me a little bit of advice, because I'm always like, hey, doc, this hurts, that hurts. What you think? He'll just always like, try this, try that.
And we got the camera on Mike Wright right now.
Mike is another over 70 athlete. I think he's 72?
Yeah, 72, 74. Whatever it is.
Yeah, he's a
beast.
A beast. Over 70 years old, and he is doing burpee jumping pull-ups.
Yeah, my first day at work.
Look at that.
2 minute truck when I was 18, and I had a 22-year-old telling me his body was breaking down, and I'm like, how old are you? And he was, telling me.
Yeah.
He's in his 20s. You got Mike, who
72 years old,
and never complains.
And he's smiling all the time.
Yeah.
Smiling all the time. Look at him. Burpee, 72 years old, getting all the way down the ground, and then jumping up onto the bar, 8 foot, and doing a pull-up, chin over the bar.
And that's what our training's all about here at CFT. Longevity and health. We want to be comfortable.
Dylan Smith and his wife, he's out there judging his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like
Which is a
dangerous
game,
like he just gave her
bro.
a no rep and made her come back. So,
yeah,
she was headed out to do a shuttle, and he told her, nope, come on back over here and let's get some more of these burpee pull-ups.
Dangerous, yeah. Candace and I.
Dangerous. It's very dangerous.
We don't judge each other anymore. No. It's just not good.
No.
Even if the person no repping you is right, it's like a stab in the heart. It's like, how you betrayed me.
Yeah.
So you guys got almost 1 minute left in this. So this is, at least for me, and I know a lot of these athletes too, you can kind of feel everybody thinking. They're thinking about what I need to do. You can start seeing their pace dwindle. You'll see a lot of people bend over more or less depending on where they're fatigued. Like I saw Maddie in the back, she barely bent down. So she's probably feeling it in her quads. She's putting a little bit more pressure on her hamstrings so that way she can feel better in that lift. Whether she's doing that intentionally or not, she's trying to be smart.
Right.
So she's prepared.
Coming on 45 seconds. I tell you, the electricity of the building completely changes when you go into that second 5 miles.
Man.
Like the intensity in here when it starts doing the lift.
I was getting hype. I was getting super tunnel vision, and that's hard to emulate anywhere.
Steven Sawyer's still moving good. Steven Sawyer is one of our over 40 athletes in the gym who's unbelievable shape.
Yeah, 20 seconds to the hype train.
Leigh is knocking those out.
All right, guys. What we want to know from you in the comments. Comment your lift predictions below. We want to see what you think. Look, the camera, the whole building shaking.
The whole building shaking.
I want to know what you guys think we're going to get on lift.
5 seconds.
Let us know. We got Steven, Lee, Bridget, Daniel, Mike, Kathleen, Amanda, and Maddie. Oh, look at it. I love it. Sprinted through. I don't know if he got it.
No, I think a couple of them might be a little bit short right there at the end.
You love to see it.
You love to see it.
They're a better man than me.
No, I would just walk back. I probably would have just never even went down there. I'd have just like, it'll be all right.
Let it go. Let it go.
1 rep. It's just 1 rep.
All right, so we got that overhead shot right now. One thing you can look for is where these guys are headed and what equipment they're picking up. You're also going to see a lot of people sitting down, breathing. One thing that I tried to do was keep my mind in the game, even though I was fatigued. As I try not to sit down. Because you start telling your body. Miko Salo was an old CrossFitter. He would say he'd never lay on his back because dying animals lay on their back. I'm not that extreme, but that's that mentality of I don't want to feel defeated. I want to feel victorious and head
So
right
we got
to
some
it.
predictions coming up there.
Martine, oh my gosh. No way you just referred to yourself in third person. So we got Martine saying, I think Martine is going for 315. That'd be the T. That's a tie.
Yeah, Martine, you're going to have to go for 317.
Yeah, 317. Got to put an extra clip on. All right, guys. So we're on the floor. We've got athletes starting to lift.
Bridget. Here we go, Bridget.
Easy
Nice
one.
thruster.
And that's what you
Easy.
want. Solid to build up confidence mentally. You can feel the lift, feel it correctly, and then you can start slapping some weight on. So we got Dr. Daniel. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. He's one of our more explosive athletes.
He is.
A little bit tighter in the shoulders maybe, so snatch
right.
wouldn't have been his deal, but
Steven
thruster.
Sawyer with his. Making it look
Yeah,
easy.
the positions of all these athletes is really good. You want to see those elbows in front of the barbell. You want the torso to be as high as possible. Because if they tilt over, they're absolutely going to lose the lift
At
forward.
any point those hands move out, that lift's not going to happen.
Leigh going for
Leigh
his lift.
going?
Yeah, easy. Yeah,
Easy.
he's
still in his warm-up weights.
Right.
He's still warming up, getting the feel for his body to see what's going to be a weight day. Bridget lifting again.
good
Girl,
lift.
Nice lift.
And so in this lift, in a thruster, your feet can move forward. It's called chasing the barbell down, but you cannot dip. So you have to extend your hips. If your feet move, that's okay, but you cannot redip whatsoever. You'll see Sophia head right over to the athlete, or whoever's judging, saying, nope, not a deal. But you can see feet like that with Steven completely plain is exactly what we want to see. Crazy, explosive. So Daniel going for that hang clean. Trying to conserve a little energy. Deep breath.
Nice.
Right up into it.
Squeeze those glutes.
You got Kathleen behind
Lock
him.
those glutes. Here we go, Leigh.
This might be his fourth lift.
Yeah,
already.
He's lifting. He's lifting a lot.
Bridget, fourth
Bridget.
lift as well. They're lifting about every
Less
45
than 2
seconds.
minutes.
All right, so her strategy now, she's got 90 seconds.
She's going to rest.
She's going to rest.
She's going to
Absolutely.
rest. Come back and try and make that lift again because she's got a lot of time. 90 seconds doesn't sound like a lot of time, but in lifting, 90 seconds is a lot of time. Steven Sawyer. Making it look
Good.
easy. Nice lift.
So where you don't want to be in this is having
Wright.
been too light. You want to have some struggle bust so you know what that last lift is going to be. Mike slapping on that belt. Got Kathleen, Amanda, and Maddie. Yep, Maddie's getting ready. Kathleen and Amanda loading up.
Nice. Another good lift.
Beautiful,
Wow, look at
beautiful.
that. Great
Easy
lifts.
peasy.
Here we go, Mike.
Oh, no, so they're going to
yeah,
very
so-
strong.
Yeah, so that will be a no rep on that because he actually had to bend his knees.
Yep.
But he did dump the bar over his back.
Oh!
Oh, so close. Bridget's such a strong athlete.
Steven going again. Oh!
30 seconds. Best part about the Opens, you're going to see people give it all they have got. They're going to put it all on the table right here. You actually feel this building shaking
Yeah, I
when this
know, it's
part
incredible.
starts. The last 5 minutes, I mean, everybody is just
We
cheering.
got 15 seconds, guys. He's
And they-
got to start the lift.
And the lift, they can go past the 20-minute mark as long as the bar is off the floor
Yeah, so he's
at
gonna,
the 20-minute mark.
you can see he's going to pull it with 2 seconds left. You
He's
got
gonna
5
start.
seconds. The clock's a
He's
little
gonna go
ahead.
now. Yep. Come on, Leigh.
Ah, nice.
Nice.
And that's what you want. So we call it a max for a reason. Worst case scenario, like I was saying earlier, these guys make their last lift, and it looked pretty easy. Because then what's in the back of your head is, I'm going to do this entire workout again just to see what I can lift. You want to miss your last lift.
Yeah, you're going to put it all out there. I mean, that's the thing. You're not going to go through all that first 15 minutes of torture to get to this and then not put it all out there all the time. You're going to go give it all you've got and everything you have.
So I am going to leave you here for 2 seconds. I'm going to go do an interview on floor real quick, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
All right.
Somebody wants to come in here that's just finished up.
I'll get Candace.
Come on. So remember, we've got several more heats to go, and if you remember, just like and share, like and share. Like and share. We got that hybrid membership that we're giving away, and it will go to some lucky person. I wish I would get a hybrid membership here. Hybrid memberships, we got Reboot and we have CrossFit. So we're going to reset that clock and get ready for this next heat. The air's starting to cool off a little bit outside. I am still sweating. I'm still wiping sweat off my forehead. Still sweating, and I did this workout about 90 minutes ago. So, I need to get my glasses on because I can't read anything. I can see the screen perfectly, and I can't read anything that's coming up in the notes or anything whatsoever. So has anybody got any predictions for 23.3? We've been talking about predictions. Everybody was talking about predictions for this week. It was nothing like what I predicted. I was saying walking overhead squat, overhead lunges, and box jumps, and double unders. And we ended up going something completely different.
Proof. No, you need it for the interview. Lost him.
Gotta get this next team started here in about 3 minutes. About 3 minutes.
All right, guys, so I'm here with the one and only Bridget Hamilton. So she just finished this workout. As we saw in there, she was crushing it. Wanted to get your thoughts directly from you, Bridget, on the pace that you were out throughout the workout, and then also your lift. How you feel about all that?
I feel like I paced pretty well because I do reboot all the time. That 15 minutes was my normal gig. So, and Taylor loves burpees, so we're used to burpees. And obviously I don't do much on the pull-up bar anymore, but I'm glad with what I did. So that felt good, but at the last round of my pull-ups, I started thinking about my lift. So I think I slowed my pace a little bit to kind of be a little more fresh for the lift. So.
Are you going to go again?
Possibly, yeah. I wish I would have gotten 130. I got 125. I think I can do 130.
Perfect.
I want to try again.
Awesome. You heard it first here. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, so that's Bridget Hamilton. She is one of our Reboot coaches, and you heard her talking about the fact that the workouts that they do in Reboot, they don't do a lot of barbell work, but they do a lot of long workouts, and that's what she was referring to. Is they do a lot of long workouts where they're doing sustained movements over a long period of time. So this was a great workout in her wheelhouse. Also, she was using that strategy where she was slowing down there towards the end because she knew that 1 rep max lift was coming. And so she was starting to prepare herself mentally while she was still in that first 15 minutes and getting ready for that second part of that lift. So she also talked about she got that 125 on that thruster, and she was wanting to go for a 130. And Bridget's one of those hybrid athletes that is strong. She's done both CrossFit and she does Reboot, so she can jump back and forth on each side, and very versatile. She can do both at any time. And this is one of those type of workouts like she talked about that she may redo it. This is one of those type of workouts that after you get done with it, 10 minutes later, you could do something else. After last week's workout, the next day I was sore from that workout. You're not going to be sore from this workout. This is not one of those kind of workouts where you're going to be sore. I miss that. So you're not going to be sore from this workout because the most you're going to get is just a couple of those lifts. So a lot of running, a lot of pull-ups. All right, we're going to go to another interview.
Hey guys, Andrew here again on the floor. So I wanted to get a quick interview. We're going to start this next heat in about 30 seconds, but I want to talk with Mike We couldn't remember your age.
72 and 5 months.
72 and 5 months in 3 days?
Yep.
That's incredible. I want to be just like Mike when I get older. I'm almost there. So I want to ask you real quick, first, your experience being 72 years old, doing the Open, and also your grandson's in this heat. What do you think?
I'm so proud of my grandson. We have 3 generations. My son's a coach here, and then my grandson's also competing. And I love the workouts here. They're just absolutely wonderful. The Open has been great for me personally, and I like it that we're all doing the same basic work.
Yeah.
I get my age set aside, but we're all doing the same thing, and that feels really good.
Yes, love it. CrossFit's infinitely scalable. You can do it, whether you're a stay-at-home mom or...
Our leaders told me do not scale, so y'all take that to the bank.
There you go, bingo. All right, back to you guys in the studio.
Mike, that was fun to watch, my friend. I tell you what, Mike Wright, 72 years old, and y'all saw him out there doing those burpees and thrusters and doing all those pull-ups. A phenomenal guy. We are glad to have him here. So Leigh has made it back. Leigh is sweating a little bit.
He's gonna be very hot.
He's going to be sweating for the next hour and a half.
Definitely.
Sitting in here because I'm still sweating after doing the workout.
I might have to have somebody bring me a towel.
So we're going to have to get some kind of a little small under desk fan to go under here for the after you're coming out from doing that workout. So what'd you think?
The workout is definitely all burpees. Like I said earlier, the burpees is definitely the meat and potatoes of this workout. The shuttle runs to me were just breathing. The biggest thing is that with the shuttle runs, I was trying to breathe as much as possible, but I literally could not catch my breath at all.
Right.
The burpees weren't hard. It was just I just couldn't breathe during them. That's all it was. Yeah. And you just got to the point where that it felt like your heart rate was so high that you're like, wow, I physically can't get up and get down.
Right.
So that to me was definitely the hardest part.
We got another heat about to start.
Oh, yeah. So we got G2 in this one, as you saw earlier. Mike Wright's grandson is in this heat, so you can see him right there in the...
I see Cory Glover.
Crazy bandana.
Right there in the nearest lane doing jumping into his pull-ups.
I did learn, like what Cory is doing right now, where his legs slightly come forward. That
Right.
helps a lot.
Yeah.
This is definitely going to be a redo on Monday kind of workout. Mainly because I had a little bit of congestion this week, so I'm not blaming my performance on that.
And we talked about your illness, that you had a little bit of a sickness you were dealing with this week.
Yeah, Tuesday was a rough day for me. I slept for 90% of the day, and obviously I've been recovering from that for the past 2 days. This is my first time to work out since last Friday.
Good one to come back to.
Maybe last Saturday.
Yeah.
So definitely is I wouldn't say a good one to come back to. Kind of rough, but it feels good to work out again.
You'll have to read that because I can't.
Oh, that? Good Lord, I don't know if I can either.
Andrew said he could and got it wrong a minute ago.
So Jeremiah said, Adrian, you said this is your 8th Open. How do these workouts rank with previous Opens? Easier, harder, more enjoyable, more miserable?
Well, they're all hard. I guess that's the biggest thing. I don't know. I enjoy the competition side of it. I enjoy the work. I enjoy the camaraderie. I enjoy the atmosphere that this creates. As far as the workouts themselves, so far this year, I like this. This right here to me was an easier workout. This was. Now last week that was a good open.
Yeah.
The 14-4 repeat. That was a perfect tester. I'm glad they actually used it for the beginning of this year, because that's one of those kind of workouts where it's going to destroy you in your midsection. And if you're not a good athlete, you're not good in your midsection, you're going to fail on those muscle ups. So, but this workout right here, I don't enjoy running. I do CrossFit because I don't want to run, because I don't want to go in there and run. CrossFit's great for me because I'm not. But for some reason, shuttle sprints they're not as bad as going out, like I said, running a 400-meter run at a time. So. This to me was an easier CrossFit workout for me personally. So I would say today was probably one of the easiest CrossFit open workouts that I've ever done. Where afterwards I felt 10 minutes after I did the workout, I felt fine.
Yeah.
I was like, I can actually go do something else right now. Last week, no. I didn't want to after last week.
So what was the first year you did the open?
My first year at CrossFit was 14. My first open was in 15.
Okay. So this is my 7th year to do the Open. 'Cause my first one was 16.
Okay.
So I can kind of agree. Obviously, every Open is different. And back in, 16, when I started, all the way up to 20, it was always 5 weeks of workouts. To where now it's only 3 weeks. So
which is way better. Way better. Because
you
got jet lag so bad. By week 4, I was so ready for the Open to be done.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember we would talk about, and James is back there shaking his head vigorously. Yes, absolutely. By week 4, you would be just so burnt out on, you would just like, I want the gym to go back to a regular workout. So I just want us to go back to a regular program, and I just want to come in here and do, because you would just start getting beat up. So I think them going to the 3-week format made this way more enjoyable. So, and even though, we used to have the regionals where you would actually, after the 5-week, you would go to, if you qualified for a regional, you would actually go to a regional, like it would be in Tennessee or wherever the regional's at. Now, if you do well after the 3 weeks, you actually go to a qualifier that you still do in the gym. So you still can move up to the next level. And it's just going to be a whole other set of workouts that you're going to do. Your Open's actually you're going to small break, and then your Open's going to continue, and you're going to be competing again in a smaller group than the 300,000 that it starts with. So it's it's a tiered process now that made it a whole lot more enjoyable for the rest of us, just regular Open athletes like myself.
So I think the goal of the way they formatted the Open now was I can't get this cough to go away. I think the goal they have for it now is the reason they added the quarterfinals is because they wanted the 3 weeks to be more catered to the everyday athletes. So as you can see, week 1, we did have a complex gymnastics movement, so being the muscle ups in the very end of the workout. We had that for those competitors that wanted to hit that high level, but this week you can see there's not really a super high level of skill that's involved in these workouts. And I think that is because they are programming for the general public as a whole for these first 3 weeks. And then the competitors that really want to compete are in the top 10% of that overall group of people. And then they'll go to quarterfinals where they can do more complex movements such as GHD, rope climbs. They'll probably have handstand push-ups or whatever else in that section. But from there, I think that's the original reason why they cut it down, is so that, for one, it would be more enjoyable for everyone, being shorter and being easier workouts, I would say.
And we need those easier workouts too, because another thing too, like you watch the CrossFit games on television, it comes on, it's on for a week. You're watching these top athletes, and a lot of times you're seeing a lot of the same top athletes. Those athletes are doing the same thing that everybody in this gym is doing right now. There's not a single person that you're watching on that screen right now that can't go to the games.
No.
So every single person who walks into the gym and does an open workout is working their way to the games. Now then, are we all going to go to the games? No, absolutely not. Your top, half percentile is the ones that you see competing on TV. But those people that you see on there that are going for that $250,000 purse and those contracts with these big companies, they're doing the same workouts we're doing. They don't do them any different. They're not getting a special spot. They get the exact same workout. So the best part about the Open is anybody can be on ESPN or ABC competing for that purse that's out there on that floor right now. So that's the best part about it. It's all inclusive. It's for everybody. So so I just found out Daniel Smith is ready to come in and talk about his workout. Cool. So where's Boy and Girl Taylor at? I don't know where they're at today.
They are in the mountains.
Well, we are missing you guys. So I saw they were out there on their posting, so we miss y'all. Girl Taylor did a phenomenal job last week while I wasn't able to be here of her own full interview. So I look forward to seeing them when they get back in here. So well, it's been fun. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you, Adrian.
And don't forget to like and share. And I'll see you guys next week. And don't forget, put on there your predictions. I want to see some predictions on what y'all think 23.3 is going to be. I've got mine. I'm still going to go with dumbbells.
Right.
I'm still going with double unders, and there's going to be a box in it. What's your prediction going to be?
I'm saying kettlebell front squats.
Oh, it's not no kettlebells. We don't do kettlebells.
We haven't had any hard leg movements, and kettlebells are on the equipment list.
Overhead walking lunges with a 50-pound dumbbell,
No.
box jumps, and double unders. Ascending reps.
I'm saying kettlebell front squats.
Okay, we'll see. What are y'all's predictions? Put some predictions out there. I want to hear what y'all's predictions are. I want to see what y'all think. Let's see who comes in the closest. We're going just over the halfway point of this heat. I'm going to go out here and see if I can help do some judging, and Daniel Smith's going to come in. All right.
You'll have to excuse my cough. That workout really got the best of me. I got a little Fran lung going on, so this will probably be a common thing for the next 3 hours. So just be ready. But yeah, we got Dr. Daniel Smith coming in. So he is one of the people that a lot of our athletes see when they have any kind of tweaks, aches, or I wouldn't say burns, but not burns. So any tweaks or aches, they usually go to him, get it checked out. Daniel, welcome. You can see we're matching. I obviously don't have the nice chiseled arms like he does. I keep the sleeves on. But Daniel, tell me about this workout. How do you feel about it?
I think it's a lot of mental because nothing's just a gasser. I mean, you watched the pros at the announcement, and I mean they're trotting the whole time, and even then, the look of pain like toward the end,
yes.
Of part A is I mean it's visceral, So I think it's a lot of mental. I think if you keep a steady pace from the get-go, it's not gonna hammer you, and then it's really just how bad do you want it there toward the very end. Fortunately, had a really good cheering section just now, and that made all the difference for sure. By the way, what'd you get?
25 burpees into the round of 25.
Heck yeah, brother.
What'd you get?
2 shuttles after that round of 25.
Dang.
But then you smoked me on the daggone thruster.
Doesn't matter.
I struggled with 225, and what'd you get?
265.
Yeah, see, Leigh keeps his arms covered up because he'll scare people off if he takes his sleeves off.
I'm going to have to redo the workout now. I've already decided, just so everyone knows.
Did the last shuttle count, though? We saw you, dive in across.
Dude, I think, I've no idea. I hope so. It was, if it's effort, if you're grading on effort, I mean, I feel like
A+.
But yeah, it was a for sure grind there toward the
away.
end. I mean, you got studs like Leigh and Soph and Andrew and Dylan out there. I mean, those are the guys you got to pace against. And so if I look over and I'm somewhere in the vicinity of what they're doing, it's a good day. You know what I mean?
I knew.
But you're getting over being sick.
Yeah.
See, I smoked 2 Red Bulls before I came in, so I'm feeling fantastic.
See, you notice I'm coughing and Daniel's not, so obviously something's wrong with me. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm taking the blame of my sickness on this.
That's right.
But, so these athletes are approaching the 11-minute mark. You see G2 working on his burpee pull-ups, Glover working on some shuttle sprints. These athletes are moving quite well through this. What do you say pace-wise? What should you try and keep when this workout starts? Do you start with a pace that is manageable the whole time, or do you play a little competitive in the beginning and see if you can hold on? What would you say? If you were to redo the workout, what would you say you would do?
Yeah, I would try to push a little bit more because I was thinking that the thruster was going to be harder. I was thinking I was going to be really gassed for that, and I mean I didn't feel fresh by any stretch. But I think you alluded to this with Adrian. There's nothing that's real heavy legs with this, and since most of the drive comes from your legs in a thruster, it didn't feel that bad. And so I would push a little harder on the front end if I could, but I paced it pretty steady, step back, step ups the whole way from the beginning.
I agree. I did PR my thruster by 10 pounds. So obviously,
that's awesome, dude.
The thruster is, to me, an irrelevant part of this workout because I think going into it, breathing-wise, oh, Lord, you're going to be a little fatigued. But I think muscular endurance-wise and actually being able to put out the work to do the thruster is not a problem.
Right.
So I think this all comes back to how well are you lifting under fatigue.
Right. Right.
And that's all it is, because like I said earlier, as far as the thrusters go, you're not really using any part of your body that does a thruster.
Right.
Because your legs does 90% of the work in a thruster. Your arms do the top 5% right here.
Right.
Which at that point, the weight's already pretty much there. You just got to get it up.
Right.
But yeah, I agree. I think if I redo this, I think I'm gonna go a little. I didn't go slow in the beginning. My goal was to jump back my burpees and then step it up.
Yeah.
Try and keep a methodical pace.
Right.
But obviously, I'm like Chad Brewer right here. You can start to feel the pain set in, and then you're like, all right, we got to slow this down a little bit.
Yeah.
And see, that's exactly what I was doing right there. It got to the point where I started walking on my shuttles.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And it was just like, oh, no, this is not good.
Mistake. Yeah.
Because the bad part was I saw the heats go before me, and I'm like, the shuttles don't look that bad. You just got to keep moving at a slow pace and just try and get through them. But once I started doing it, it's like, man, this is starting to get rough.
Right.
And just breathing wise for me, it was all breathing for me.
I think that gyms where you can easily move the bar height, there's a big difference there, because for me, like when I'm jumping, like I've almost got the bar here already, and so to bring it to my chin is a lot easier. But if you got someone who's too tall for our low bars, but they're not. Like Cam there, right? He's on the daggum high bars, and his workout is probably 20% harder than mine, just because he's got to pull a lot farther or jump a lot higher. Either way, that's still a lot more of an anaerobic push there in the middle of that. That's going to gas you quick. So I think that if you're at home and you can adjust the bars, that's huge. I think the little hop at the end of the shoulder run to kind of position yourself around.
Yeah.
You kind of like trot and you kind of hop over it and then touch with one hand. I think that would be good. And if I could have done it again, if I do it again, that would be another thing I would change. I would try to do it more consistently, because it did get me out of it a little bit faster.
Yeah. So they got 30 seconds left. You can see these athletes grinding away at their last set of burpees. I'm assuming everybody's on 25s. I don't have my earpiece in, so I can't really tell you. But I'm assuming that they are. Cam, G2, and Glover all working. Let's say you see Glover just took off for that shuttle. So it looks like he was able to finish the 25, and he is grinding through. He's got to finish this last rep here to make it count.
Good job, Glove.
And he got it.
Nice.
G2 trying to get that last rep in. He may have gotten it. I know our clock right here may be a second or two behind, so he may have gotten it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what these opening lifts look like.
Now for the fun part.
I know, right?
This is the part I was looking forward to the whole time.
This is the part that, like, I really do. If you're at home and you're thinking like, oh gosh, it's gonna be terrible, it's really not. Like it's you mentally think you're much more tired than you are.
Yes, earlier today I was talking about, you get to about minute 13 and then you start thinking about, whoa, I have a thruster after this.
Right.
But after doing the workout, the thruster was the least of my worries. I think I got to the point where I was so tired after the first part, I was like, I don't even care what I hit on this thruster. I'm like, we're just going to put some weight on and see how it feels. And if, I hit my first rep and it feels like 100%, then I'm good there.
Right.
So you got Cam playing the little sneaky game here. He has those 2.5s right there on the inside.
Good
Looks
strategy.
like he just hit 190. 190. So we got 85 on the bar for her. Let's see. We got Andrea Wood and Chad Brewer there on the end. Let me grab this iPad for you real quick. So Chad Brewer on the end. We got Andrea talking to her husband, talking a little game there. G2 looks like he had 95. Glover going up with 185 here. Making it look like cake weight.
Easy.
Oh, yeah. He's like, put the weight on. That's
right.
what I'm talking about. Made it look super easy. So let's see.
So here's
We
Cam
got
again.
Cam going once again. Looks like he added a little bit of weight onto that bar. Might be at 220 now if I had to guess. Nice. Very good, very good.
G2.
Looks like he just hit 115. If I see that correctly, I think it's 95 with a 10 on each side. So that is good. Let's see, we got Ashley Johnson here. Looks like she's knocking out 95 pounds. Great press overhead. Nice. Our reboot athletes knocking out those thrusters.
I'm always impressed with someone who like regularly doesn't train with a barbell. Just pick up, more than 100 pounds easy, just like.
And how well they move with it.
Oh, yeah.
It surprised me. Me being a CrossFit coach, Daniel's also L1 certified. He's been here for a few years. So he has seen a lot of people come in here. You can definitely tell if somebody's never lifted a bar before. can obviously tell they've never lifted a bar before. So to see these athletes that rarely lift a bar, on the reboot side, they come over, they get a little bit of coaching from us right before we get started just to make sure that they are safe and that they're hitting the movement standard, because obviously our number one goal here is to keep everyone safe. You can see that they are moving very efficiently with that barbell. Like, see, her front rack isn't the greatest, but it's in a safe manner.
Right, exactly.
She's obviously not going as heavy as possible that she's going to snap something.
Uh-oh.
We got the lockout from Cam.
Good job, Cam. No re-dip there. You can do. You can
That's
shuffle your feet.
right.
You just can't re-dip.
Glove.
Glove.
Oh. And this
He's
is
got a
what you
minute and a half.
love to see right
I know.
here.
I love it. 90 seconds left.
So one thing you commonly see in the thruster is that arch of that back and then that press outwards. And that's really the biggest thing is when those athletes come up and they press here. And that's where that bar gets stuck in front and you're like, ah. I call that the standing bench press.
Right.
Because you get to this point and you're like, all right, it's all chest. Let's just.
Right, exactly. But it's hard to chase a bar once it gets over your head, man.
It is. Let's see, we got 1 minute left for these athletes. G2 looks like he's added a lot of weight onto that bar. This looks like 155, if I'm not mistaken here.
Oh, nice.
With a lot of fives.
Nice.
Oh, he got it. I
Job,
guarantee
G2.
you that's more than body weight.
Man, that's, yeah.
So we got Glover going up once again. Let's see. I don't know. Let's see. He had 185, and I think that's 215s. So whatever that equals. I don't know what that equals. I can't do that quick math.
Get a glove.
But he has the lockout.
Nice.
Nice. We got 30 seconds left. He may try and get one more lift in, may not. We'll kind of see. It depends on how fast they can get that weight on that bar.
185, then.
We got Cam going.
See,
Oh,
217
filled that clean. Let's see if he goes one more time.
245 for glove, I guess.
That would be right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got Chad Brewer on the end. There
Brewer
we go.
did the.
The reverse bench press.
Yeah,
10 seconds.
We've all been there.
Oh, yeah. We got Andrea Wood getting coached up by her husband. Let's see if she can get this rep in underneath that clock. And she
Nailed it.
does. Easily.
Money stuff.
We got
There's
Cam. Oh. Two athletes trying to get it right at that buzzer beater. But unfortunately, they both failed right there at the end.
Some amazing efforts from
great heat to watch.
From our teams, yeah. Crazy stuff.
So, like I said earlier, this is going to be our 10-minute break. This is Heat 5, so we are going to take a 10-minute picture break here shortly. But just to remind y'all, make sure that if you're watching on YouTube, you subscribe to the YouTube channel and like the stream. That way you can keep up with all the streams that we have. Obviously, the next week is going to be on here as well, so you don't want to make sure that you won't miss it. And then any videos that we have through CFT will also be uploaded on YouTube as well as Facebook. So make sure that you like, comment, and share on Facebook. That way we can get this video out to as many people as possible. And you can also be entered to win a free month of hybrid membership, meaning you can do CrossFit and Reboot. And you can bounce back and forth. There will be an unlimited membership.
Nice.
So we are going to give that away to one person that shares this on Facebook. And that will be,
How much would that be normally?
It's a $200 value.
That's nice.
It's very nice.
How do I enter this again?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
You said like
You're
and
here.
subscribe.
You're here.
I think I do that, right?
Yeah, right. You shared? You
Yeah,
shared?
yeah.
Okay, good. Which we will give away whenever the Leigh and Free show comes on, which will be after the break.
Thanks, Leigh.
Yes, sir. Daniel, it was nice to have you. Hopefully we'll have you again sometime soon.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Our doctor right there. If you need to see anybody in the Birmingham area, Dr. Daniel Smith is the one to see. So make sure you go see him if you have any aches, pains, not burns though. I mean, you might see some burns. We'll see. But like I said, our 10-minute break is going to come up, and then we will have the Free and Leigh talk show. But before that, we are going to have an interview, and we're going to see who this interviewee is going to be. I would assume it's probably going to be either G2, Glover, or Cam. So we will see kind of what happens with that. Michelle's in here trying to tell me that she's ready to get on. It's not time yet, Michelle. Listen, it's hot in here. It's hot in here. All right, Michelle. All right, she convinced me. She's going to come in. Now, Michelle, this is the moment everybody's been waiting for.
Oh, yeah.
The Free and Leigh show. Now, I got a gift for you here.
I mean, I can't say I'm playing.
I got a gift for you. Now, hang on.
Leigh, save that. Tell them we're about to hit a short break. But to be ready when we come back. Sorry, I'm
All right, y'all are all going to have to wait on the gift. Y'all are all going to have to wait. Are we doing the interview first?
No, there's no interview. We're going to hit a break real quick, and then we're going to come back.
Cool. So if you look down here, you can see everyone is getting ready for the picture. All right, so we're going to go hop on the picture. We're going to take a 10-minute break, but make sure you see the duos here. So that means this giveaway is about to happen. So make sure you like, share, and comment on Facebook and YouTube. That way you can get entered to win the hybrid membership.
Do it.
So we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. There we go. And welcome back. We have the, is it Lee and Free or Free and Lee?
Free and Lee. Let's get it right now.
Don't
put names before the others that should not be there.
All right, whatever. All right, so we have our next heat starting at 5:25, which is now.
Yep.
So it's about to get started. And then once they get started, Michelle, I have a gift for you.
Lord.
That was made especially for us. No, you shouldn't. I don't think so.
A gift from you or somebody else gave it for us?
A big shout out to Anna Walker.
Okay. All right, Anna.
Yeah.
I see you, girl.
So in this heat, just to give a brief rundown of who's in it, we got Jason Stevens, Brooke Glover, Cody Jett, Thomas Bailey, Casey Church, and James Story.
Awesome.
So we will have a heat here. Michelle, because you haven't been here for the first part of Friday Night Lights, this workout is obviously a very hot topic to talk about.
Okay.
A lot of burpees and a lot of running. Everybody wants to see that.
I know. I got to see you do it a little bit ago.
I know. So it's obviously a fun thing to watch.
You killed it.
So we'll just have to think of some things to talk about.
Okay.
But this is the talk show. We're good. The morning telly talk, whatever, talk show. So we will have it. But this heat's getting ready to start here in the next couple of minutes. But before that, your gift. All right. Let's see. Are they about to start? I think they are.
This it.
All right. If they do, it's fine. You can see it.
It's all
You
right.
can see it right here. Right there. All right. So, Michelle, guess what?
What is
We
it?
have our own talk show
yeah! Love
live
it.
with
Love
Free
it.
and Lee,
Oh, yeah.
the morning telly talk host. Because obviously I cannot say what
okay,
we
you have
are.
to put it on. We have
So,
to put them on. Oh, yeah.
Here's yours and here's mine.
All right.
So, obviously, this is going to probably become a new thing for us.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So, oh, jeez.
All
It's
right.
already
Yeah,
hot in here.
buddy.
And now you're making me add more shirts? Good Lord.
It is a little warm in here, guys.
Look, you see this?
Probably
You see this?
20 degrees warmer in this room than it's in.
Lord,
Oh, yeah.
dude.
They just got started.
Alrighty, live. Oh, it is
This was
Free and
Lee's
Lee.
favorite part of the shuttle runs tonight. I could tell watching him. He killed the shuttle.
Listen. Listen.
They might have killed him a little bit.
The workout itself is burpees. But for some reason, the shuttle runs just got to me.
Yeah.
They were, you know.
I was sweating in my boots
see.
a little bit thinking
You know,
about doing it, watching you do the shuttle run.
You are
I
lucky
was
that there's not a spot in
little
the next
nervous.
heat, because I would just put you in it and say, yeah, you go do some shuttle runs.
Look, I'm not saying it looks easy by any means at all.
Tara, you said you want a shirt? Reach out to Anna Walker. She is the,
I mean,
obviously the sponsor
We just need
of
to make
these
this stuff
shirts.
go viral. Let's tag some Ryan and Kelly in this. Let's get us on the morning show. How about that?
Let's not get that going again. All right. I feel like I should have went home and looked that up, but I didn't.
Oh, my Lord.
And now I still don't know.
Oh, the fact that you did not know who they were. I mean, it really is good talk time television, I must say.
Listen.
Just befriend them on Facebook page, and you'll get to see snippets of the day. That's all that I get to see, but it actually is pretty funny.
Okay. Oh,
I promise. Look at it. James is killing those shuttle runs right now. Look at him.
The fact that you said friend these people on Facebook, these people are famous. So they don't
have a page though.
Yeah, that
they
you
have a
like.
page. Yeah. Because I get to if I go on and I check my Facebook or my Instagram and they had a funny snippet from their telly talk show. What did you call it? Telly talk show time?
I don't know, read it.
From their morning telly talk show host, then I get to see it and it'll pop up on my Facebook or Instagram and I get to see it. Because I don't get to sit at home and watch it like I was accused of.
Right.
Even though I would really like to.
Didn't you just say you sat at home and watched it?
No, I did when I was growing up. My mom watched it in the summers. And so, yeah.
The summers.
Anywho.
The summers.
Anyways, back to our regularly scheduled programming and the workout of the day.
Our regularly scheduled program.
That's right. We're here to talk about the workout.
So we got a lot of athletes here. Do what every other athlete has done today, burpees.
Yeah. That looks like a doozy.
Look
at Brooke.
Here's a
Cranking
good
them out. Yeah, girlfriend.
stat that I would like to know for the gym. I wonder how many burpees were done in this gym today. That would be a good thing to add up.
Well, let's see. There were a couple
Obviously,
of
I'm not going to do it because that would be Probably more than 10, I would assume, yes.
Yeah.
Probably more than 11.
That's-
But that seems like a
Maybe
very large
1,000?
number. You think 1,000?
Maybe. Surely. I bet.
I don't know.
Well, they had what? An 8 o'clock and a 9 o'clock class.
think
and I
more.
bet you, you think more? Maybe.
Well, let's see. Hang on.
Let's see. Look,
So here's
now,
a-
I am
here's a-
not an
here's a
engineer and
scorecard.
I'm not a
Here's
mathematician,
a
okay?
scorecard.
It's been a long time. Don't ask me to do math
So
out there.
let's just
No.
assume. Let's just assume.
And I'm not stepping in that pile of mud.
If we assume that everybody gets to the 15 burpees, right?
Mhm.
So that's 30 burpees roughly per person, minimum. all
Yeah.
right? And we have had, let's see how many people we've had go today. We have had,
How many heats? And how many people
we
per
have had
heat?
a lot of heats. So we have had,
Pause for our mathematical skills, please.
literally, I think we've had
This is the engineer,
55
not me.
people go.
I talk for a living. He does math. So,
Talk for a living.
well, I mean,
You
I'm in
do
s-
talk
I'm
a
in
lot.
sales, so.
That explains a
What
lot.
is it I tell my husband when we get? I'm like,
Explains.
this little right here is a moneymaker. My mouth.
Look, and you can see who is the lead host here. And then we got her barging in last week, and now I've been put to the side. I'm now underneath. This is your lead host, just so everyone knows.
Look, it does say
Next
free.
week,
it does say
she's gonna be
free.
here
It
all
does say
next
free
week.
and Leigh.
She's gonna
I
be
mean,
here. She's
I
gonna be
didn't
here
put
for
it
8
second.
hours next. We're
I
gonna
didn't
start
put it
early
second.
next week, probably at like 11.
I
She's gonna
mean-
be here. She's gonna talk for at least 4 hours
I
before we get
probably
started.
could. They might not all want to hear what I have to say, but
Yeah.
I definitely probably could do.
Good. 4
Uh-huh.
hours? That's a long time. So, if we had 55 athletes and each one did 30
Ask my
reps,
husband.
I mean, I don't think that's right. 650?
2 engineers in this room, and they are still not computing it right.
Where's the calculator on this thing? Yeah, I feel like such an old person. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, I'm just gonna give up. I need
You
a
should be able
pen
to do
and
these
some
things
paper.
in your head, Leigh.
Pen and paper is what I
You
need.
should be able to do these in your head.
I
Aren't
think
all
that mean-
engineers supposed to be able to do these things in their
I
head?
can't. I mean, 2 times 2
I mean,
is 6.
whenever our kids need help with math, I'm not like, here, babe, this is all you.
Yeah, I
all
mean,
you, not me.
4 plus 7 is 11. That took a second, Lord. You know, we got a little after workout brain right now, so
he
Don't ask me
worked out
anything
hard,
right
guys. He worked hard, guys. Yeah.
I wouldn't say hard.
Don't judge him today.
Oh well, it is what it is. All right, back to the workout.
That's right. They're killing it.
Part of this 1,000 burpees that we've done today.
Just not that part does not look fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. It looks very like monotonous, just doing the same thing for 14, 15 minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks just a little bit agonizing.
So I was telling Candace earlier, if you were in the open back in 2012, I think it was 12.1. It was a 7-minute AMRAP of burpees.
Yeah.
And so essentially, it was burpees to a target. So essentially, this is kind of the same thing, except they give you a quote-unquote built-in rest, which is the shuttle run.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, Steven can contest. He's in here. We were walking the shuttles.
Yeah, I was thinking it looked like at least that the shuttles would be where you got your breath, except for some people were still dining on the shuttle, so that
Yes.
wasn't very
Yes.
comforting looking at that. So I guess maybe the positive to bring from this is to don't start out going fast on your shuttles and take it slow maybe.
Who was dining on the shuttles?
Well, I mean, I know at least one person here in this room, and I'm not going to name any names, but he's to my left. So
Good thing I'm to your right. Ha! On the screen, I'm to your right, sucker.
to my left. This is my left.
Ah, well, you know, if I was looking at the screen, I'd be on your right. So it is what it is.
But you're to my left. Look, I don't know all these
look,
left and
nobody
right.
knows that in this room. That's what I'm saying.
Righty, lefty, left.
So, does this make an L? No, it doesn't. It makes a backwards
Yes,
L.
it makes an L.
That's a backwards
I
L.
would not do. Yeah.
That's how I learned how to say left and right, just so everybody knows. Always make an L with your left hand that you can read. Fun fact, if you want to teach your kids left and right, L.
You can also.
You learn something new every day.
You also you spell the word left, L-E-F-T. So L is
Yeah.
first. So L.
L. L.
Okay.
I also learned that when I was like 14, so.
Okay. Just like east and west, she spelled we, W-E.
Oh,
West,
yeah.
East. Yeah.
I always learned never
Oh, yeah.
eat soggy waffles.
Well, of course, that's disgusting.
Yeah, but never eat soggy waffles. Northeast Southwest.
Oh.
Yeah, see?
Okay.
You learn something new every
Yep.
day. So there was in the audience that didn't know
waffles.
that.
I have to teach my kids that. All right.
See?
It's pretty cool.
Learning something
I've
new.
never heard that.
So
never.
if your kids don't know Northeast Southwest,
Come
never
talk
eat
to
soggy
Leigh.
waffles. That is the way to do it. I think Sophia still does it that way. So you can thank her for that one.
Mm.
So Cody Jett moving on his burpee pull-ups. We got Mr. Thomas right there moving through his shuttle runs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the shuttle runs to me, they
just-
were a sneaky part of the workout. I was very surprised. Obviously, the burpee pull. I knew the burpee was going to be the hard part.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been 20 burpees into 20 pull-ups. That would have been 10 times better.
Answer me this: at what part into the shuttle runs and the burpees do you hit that part where you're like, oh my gosh, when is this part going to be over with? Like mental, does it become more mental? You know what I mean? Like
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
Definitely 3, 2, 1, go for me.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
I will say, me being a little bit of a competitor, you and the phone. This happened last week.
I
Now it's
saw
gonna
it
happen this week.
It.
Me being the competitor I am, I know from doing workouts, obviously this is not a workout like Grace, where it's just 30 clean and jerks for time. But on a workout like that, I usually open up with 5 to 8 touch and go reps, just to push anybody that is considering going touch and go. They'll see you go touch and go, and so they'll go faster, which will burn them out because you know that you can hold on to it.
Makes sense.
This is kind of one of those workouts that you could do that, but it also could bite you in the butt.
Right.
Because if you go hard on the first 5, you're like, oh, it's only 5, I'm good. And then you're like,
You got a whole lot more left to go.
I told Candace earlier, I said, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go hard on the first 5 and make Steven just
Woo!
go down in the dirt. And then
It backfired on you?
I think I did it on the 10s, which was a bad idea because he got ahead of me on the shell. I was like, oh, I'll catch up on the burpees.
Yeah.
No. My heart rate skyrocketed.
Oh, my gosh.
So we got our athletes 10 minutes in here. We got Jason. He's actually one of our more OG 7 p.m. athletes. He's been here for quite a few years now. He brings his kids in all the time. You may see his kids rolling around here every now and then. Super, super sweet kids. But he's been here for a little while. You can see him running through those reps. Brooke Glover kind of doing the same thing. Another one of our OG athletes. Cory Glover, who you saw in the last heat, that is his wife. So she is moving through those shuttles now, being able to move through it. Cody Jett, one of our newer athletes. He's been here for, I would say, about a year and a half. So he's running through those, completing this open RX, which is awesome to see. I think this might be his second open, so that is super, super exciting. Then Mr. Thomas doing the same thing.
Come on, Thomas. There you go.
Completing this RX.
So what are your thoughts on the people that I see doing like a regular pull-up and the ones that are doing a pull-up like Thomas is doing right there?
So,
what do you think positives and negatives of those are?
So there's a slight difference between the two. Obviously, I played with both of them when I was doing the workout. Cool. But it all depends on how well you can move the pull-ups. If you are good at strict pull-ups, obviously jumping into it and you have the muscle endurance to do so, jumping into it and going into that pull-up is really, really good. But if you don't, if you're used to doing those kipping pull-ups and you may have 0 to 3 strict pull-ups and you know you'll fatigue pretty quickly with them, kipping into it is definitely the way to go.
Okay.
Now,
so you definitely wear out a lot faster doing the strict ones. Okay.
Now, I did figure out that you can do like a hybrid to where if you stand slightly under the bar and you jump more forward, and you grab the bar like this while your legs are going forward, you can almost just kip into it and do it jumping at the same time.
Okay.
And then you just hold on, swing back, and then it puts you in a position where when you let go, your feet are behind the bar, and then you can just drop right back.
And just drop and then jump. Okay. Interesting.
Which makes it go by a little bit faster. But again, it's kind of one of those things that you have to play with to kind of figure it out. But the moment everybody's been waiting for, on the
drum roll.
On the Leigh and Free show, just so everyone knows, Leigh and Free.
There's a reason the shirt says it the right way.
We have our winner of the hybrid membership.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
Give it a go?
Yeah.
All right, you ready?
I get to say it. Ready? The winner is Lisa Comer. Yeah.
Lisa Comer, make sure you hit up. Oh, there she is. Look, she has no
Oh,
idea.
yeah.
She has no idea that
she
she
got,
won.
No, she got it.
She has no idea. Look at her. Look at her. She's
dancing
hitting the happy dance for no reason at all.
Jesus spoke to her. She knows she won.
Yeah. Oh, look at her. Look at her. I think she's figuring it out.
Did
She's
they tell
figuring it
her?
out. She's figuring it out. Oh, she figured it out. Look at her. She's so pumped. She is so pumped. Look at her. She's probably going to cry. She's so happy.
Oh,
I told
so
you.
excited. Yeah.
So Lisa, as Candace said earlier, Lisa is one of our athletes that has had a few surgeries, one being a major surgery on her back. So she actually has rods in her back.
Oh, man. I didn't know
So
that.
a workout like this for her is obviously very, very difficult.
Yeah.
She did a workout this week that had burpees in it. And this was the first time she did burpees in over 3 years.
Oh my
and
gosh,
then
that's
she gets thrown
amazing.
into an open workout where she's expected to do 50 plus, and it's like, wow. And also, as I said earlier, I told her, or on the community page, we told her that there would never be running in the open.
Oh,
And that backfired real quick. So,
not gonna call you
sorry,
liar,
Lisa. You kind of deserve this because, in all honesty, we all lied to you. Because I thought there would never be running in the open. But
Oh, something
obviously
get
there
James
is.
a sweatband. We need to get him a head sweatband.
This man sweats
We got
more.
to get him one.
Listen, there in this gym, there is some people that sweat.
Look,
and I
can
don't
sweat.
know why.
I can't talk about people that sweat because I can sweat with the best of them now.
We'll talk about it when they get to
Full-on
thruster.
man
They got
sweat,
15. They got 15 seconds left in this AMRAP. They're all working on their burpees and they're trying to get as many burpees as possible.
Yeah.
Trying to get it done. Here we go. We got 5 seconds
Come
left.
on.
Seeing everybody grind that last rep. We got Cody trying to get
Come on.
one more in.
Come
Looks
on.
like he's gonna
Okay.
get it.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So now they're moving to that thruster.
Now let's throw some weights around. Come
All
on,
right.
guys.
So while they're getting their bars out, let's talk about sweat.
Oh, we can't lay down. Come on.
Now listen. There's some people in this gym that sweat. I feel like I sweat a decent amount. But James and Josh and Dylan, I would say those three.
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah, I would definitely
Glover.
for sure.
And Glover.
Yeah.
These people,
Yeah.
you're talking about gallons.
I'm gonna say for sure yes on a couple of them. I've looked at them before and I thought they literally jumped in a pool.
I mean,
I'm not even gonna lie.
Dylan will walk in here.
Yes, like wring his shorts out.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
Summertime is really
Yes.
rough around here.
Yes.
At the CrossFit Trust.
However, now me and my girl Leigh, look, we both can sweat with the best of them now. She's
Listen, y'all don't
gonna kill me
sweat.
for saying this. I love you, my girl, but me and you both sweat big time when it's hot out. So,
y'all, I would say y'all glisten.
oh, that's so nice.
See,
that's such a nice way to put it.
You gotta be
I really
respectful
sweat
to the
there.
women. The women don't sweat buckets. They glisten.
Ugh, I sweat buckets.
Now, guys, I'm sorry. You sweat buckets, and it's disgusting. I'm not gonna lie. I sweat a lot, but not to that extent. I still got the same shirt on.
Yeah.
Dylan's shirt's probably hanging up on the mirror outside on his truck, and it's probably still wet. So,
look at James. Come on, James. Yeah.
So
Can you believe
James,
he had a total hip? He had a total hip done, and he is sitting there doing a thruster. That
See?
is amazing to me.
he had a total hip replacement.
Yep.
He has a torn rotator cuff right now. I learned that
Does
today.
he? You know what he told me? I forgot about that.
And he's still
Yeah,
out here
Cody.
knocking out
Come
the
on.
open, which
Come on.
means,
Yeah.
which means for those watching, you can do this too.
That's right.
All right. So if you
right.
want to stop in,
Yep.
see what we're about, come by anytime. Reach out to Sophia or Candace. They'll
Yep.
be more than happy to help you get started here. Okay. So
If I can do it, anybody can do it.
yeah, I guess
Exactly.
you are one of our most beginner athletes. I guess you could say.
Hey, look. When I started, I had never used an actual barbell.
Oh, I
before.
know. I remember.
mean,
it was
was
not
rough.
pretty. It was not pretty.
It was rough.
Listen.
Okay. I had
Anybody's
to
lifts
learn.
will look better than Michelle's on day one. I promise.
I did a clean, full out
Oh,
here. Yeah, it was ugly. It was ugly.
rough.
But I learned. I might still learn some things. But
So you can see here we got one of our reboot athletes moving fairly well with that barbell.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Me and Daniel talked about this earlier. How impressive is it to see reboot athletes who don't really touch a barbell very
absolutely.
often be able to move a barbell as well as they do?
Absolutely. That's not honestly. It impresses me all the time because
Ooh, hello,
I
Mr.
feel like it's an acquired movement. Like you really have to work with it and play with it a lot to be really good at it. So the fact that they can come out here and they don't really touch the barbell hardly ever at Reboot, and they can come out here and throw weights up like that. I mean, I feel like that really speaks to how great our Reboot program is. You know, and what we have these athletes do. So absolutely.
If you don't know, the director of our reboot program is Taylor Stevens, who is
My girl.
also an Olympic weightlifter.
She's awesome.
Who has competed at very, very high levels in USA weightlifting. So she obviously can give you every tip in the book when it comes to any type of weightlifting movement, even when it comes to a thruster, which is a designated really CrossFit movement. It all boils down to how well you can move your body around a barbell, and Taylor's definitely the one for that. So, like I said, she is the director of our reboot program, which I think helps a lot with all of our reboot athletes.
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
So it looks like these athletes are approaching the
Yeah.
ooh, so close.
Come on.
1
take a
minute
breath
mark
and do it.
left for this thruster. We got Jason.
Yeah, there you go.
For those of you that
good
don't
one.
know, Jason was a collegiate athlete. He went to Florida State, yeah.
Did not know that.
He went to Florida State and played football down there.
Oh,
So
man.
he is built like an ox. He can definitely move weight. Cardio may not be his strong suit. I give him a hard time all the time about running, which we can go into after this heat's over.
Yeah, bro.
It'll embarrass him, but that's okay. So we got Brooke Glover.
Come on, girl.
We got 30 seconds left. Got
Come
Cody
on,
Jett
Cody.
working
Come
on his.
Cody. Yeah.
Oh!
Dang.
Those are the reps you
Oh, I
love
want
to
those to
see.
go up
The
so
very,
bad.
very close
Shoot.
ones. Let's see. We got Jason. Looks like he's going to go
He's
for
gonna get
one
this
more
last one.
rep.
I feel it. I feel it.
He's got
gonna
that
get it.
nice bro tank
Yeah.
on. I really
He's
wish.
not even. He's just glistening. He's not even hardly
Oh,
sweating.
that's right.
He's-
10 seconds
good.
left.
He's like,
got
I got
James
this, guys.
knocking out one more rep down there. Jason looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's about to knock out his rep.
Yeah.
Oh!
Dang.
Thomas got
I
his
just
rep.
want to give him a little boost just to push it right on up. Shoot.
I wish
No,
I
it's
could
gotta
wear a
be
bro
so
tank like
frustrating
that.
at the end.
Be nice.
Do what?
I wish I could wear a bro tank like that. I look weird in tank tops.
You could.
No.
You could.
Sure, I'm gonna wear a tank top like that
I'll
next
just.
week.
I'll
and I'm
cut
gonna
it. I'll
show
cut
you.
it nice and ribbed for you. You
I
know?
need the one like Jeremiah had with the.
Oh yeah,
stripes
that
on
was a
it.
good one.
Yeah.
That was a real good one. I like that. Did he
Next
do
week we're
that, or
gonna
his
have to
wife
go
had
out with
that
the
for him?
bang, for sure, for sure.
I think you need to wear the jean cut off shorts and then have a yes, and then do a Jeremiah tank.
Look,
yes,
just
please,
talk
please,
to, talk
please.
to Sophia. She
Yes,
will,
that's what that's it. That's it.
She
I'm
will
calling
get
it.
everything
And then
set
we
up.
need to get you one of them like Zoolander like headbands, you know.
You know, I used to have one that had a
Yeah.
mullet on it, but then I
Yes.
lost it. I don't know where it went. I mean, I'm in.
Steven said he'll match you.
Listen.
Steven said he'll match you.
If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, this is going to be very weird. But comment below what you want me to wear next week. And I will try my best to get it. I know that there's going to be some wild things out there. I'll pick the wildest.
Y'all go back and look at Jeremiah's t-shirt that he had on the CrossFit page last week.
I'll wear it
That was a good
in
one. That
here,
was a good
at
one.
least for one section. One, maybe. We'll see. I have to kind of look professional in here, but on the floor I can wear whatever I want. So you may see me working out next week whenever we have those kettlebell front squats I was talking about. Those would be nice in my little jean shorts.
Jorts.
And my
Are they called jorts? They're jorts.
they're stretchy jorts too.
They're stretchy jorts.
They're nice.
Yeah.
Oh, so our next heat is going to be going at 5:50, and surprisingly enough, we only have 2 heats left. So obviously this week is going to be, I think it's the same time frame as last week, but it feels a lot shorter than last week. So our next heat is a full heat, a completely full heat. We got Wyatt Burns, Megan Crawford, Gabby Kinsley, Bailey Smith, Gabriel Wright, the dad, Corey Witt, Hannah Witt, Meredith Elder, Ellier? How do you say that?
Eiler.
Wow. Okay.
And you know how you said the dad, technically? All you had to say is senior, junior.
Well, he's G2, and then...
Yeah, but senior, junior. Just saying, just so you know, from here on out. Anyways.
And Will O'Donnell. So that is our next heat.
I don't want you to be embarrassed any other
Listen.
time, so I'll just, help you out
I
when
don't
I
get
can.
embarrassed, Michelle.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
Right?
That's good to know.
Where's Sophia? I need her in here to back me up. So this will be a full heat. It will get started. It should be getting started here any minute. Obviously, I said it gets started at 5:50. It is 5:50 now.
They're running technical difficulties.
You know,
just a few minutes behind, guys.
these pictures that we had to take,
Yeah.
they just make us fall behind so quickly.
Details.
But we will have this going on. Michelle?
Yes.
Give me what your initial thought when you saw this workout was.
I honestly,
Here we
I
go.
probably shouldn't say this, but at first I kind of thought it was a little lackluster. Honestly, it just didn't seem like
Listen.
out
Listen.
of all the ones that I've done.
I don't know if y'all can
past,
see this, but this is the last heat we have. Obviously, it's very blurry.
I'm
about to put Michelle's name in here because she's thinking this is an easy
No.
workout.
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying it just seemed like very monotonous movements. Like, normally in the past, like there were a lot more things, and this is just running, burpees, and then I feel like the workout that everybody's like, yeah, let's cheer on is the thruster part.
Well, listen,
so
you obviously
that's
were not
all.
here.
I'm not saying it ain't hard. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying the part that I want to cheer on is the thruster.
Listen,
you know.
let me tell you about some monotonous workouts. There was 19.1. That was a 19-minute AMRAP.
Well, that was before I was
of 19 wall ball,
Okay.
19 cow row.
Okay.
That was it.
Oh.
Then there was another workout.
Ooh.
The year that we had the 2 opens that
Yeah.
CrossFit didn't know what they were doing, so we had 2 opens that year. That we had.
They had 2?
They had 2.
Okay.
That was 4 toes to bar, 6 dumbbell thrusters, 12 double unders for 20 minutes.
Okay.
Talk about monotonous.
Yeah.
You get about round 7
Yeah.
in 5 minutes, and you're like,
Yeah.
this is pretty rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to have a workout like this, I will say, watching it looks very monotonous, but doing it,
Yes.
you're like, wow.
That's my point. Not necessarily watching it, I guess, is a little bit
Look,
more
I'm gonna go
monotonous.
ahead and tell you,
Like,
we got
okay,
plenty of spots
let's
in
get
this
going with
last
those
heat.
burpees and shoulder runs.
Here, you want me to just put your name in here?
What?
Yeah, here, Michelle.
You're evil. You're
Free
evil. You just
and
want to
Leigh.
make fun of me out there.
Free and Leigh, main
Just
host.
want to make
That's
fun.
what I'll put your name in as. Oh man,
Oh my goodness.
this is a hoot.
I tell you, a hoot. It's a hoot.
It's a hoot.
We got him talking granny talk now.
Like an
It's a
owl.
hoot.
Look. Oh
We didn't even
man,
plan that. That was at the same time. I mean, well,
I can't believe Lisa
my
won.
goodness, we are way off schedule here.
I was really hoping I would win.
Why?
I
So you
did.
could do 2 workouts? When would you have time to do reboot and regular CrossFit?
Listen,
I surely wouldn't. I mean, it'd be nice, but
I tell people all
wouldn't
this
have
all the time. They see me run. You saw me run earlier in the shuttle sprints. I'm not built like a runner. And that's why, the shuttle sprints was just a shuffle for me.
I feel like it is what you were. I used to run before I did CrossFit, believe it or not, before I had kids. That's what I used to do, but then life happens, so.
Run.
Yeah.
Listen.
I don't have as much time to do those things anymore.
Our last heat's about to get started in just a second. I don't know if I'll ever be that person that says, I'm going to be a runner.
It's fun. It's
No.
it's very soothing. I will say to just get away and like not have any worries and just like, put some tunes on and run. It really, on a beautiful day, it really is nice. I'm not gonna lie. I got to do it in a long time.
But
it is
you know what I
nice.
could do? I could just put some tunes on and get in the car and go for a drive with the windows down.
Well, everybody doesn't have a Jeep, Lee. Okay.
I didn't say my Jeep.
I mean, way
I
to
said
rub
a
it into
car.
the people that do not have a Jeep
said
that
a
can just
car.
have the windows. No,
A car.
I believe you said Jeep.
I said the windows down,
The-
not the doors
well,
off.
You drive a Jeep.
Sometimes.
You drive a Jeep.
Sometimes.
Anyways, I'm not sitting here trying to rub it in people's faces that do not have Jeeps. So.
Neither am I. All right.
I'd love to have one, though.
Back to the working out here. Enough of Lee and Free. Swap this. I can't. I really wish I could. Is there a way to turn
It
this
wouldn't
image
even
upside
sound
down?
right. Live with Lee and Free.
Yes, it
Live
would.
with Free and Lee. Sounds so
Yeah.
much better. It
They need to
flows off
free
the tongue.
Lee from this.
Flows off
from
the tongue
this.
so much better.
Free Lee.
Oh, right.
See,
We're working
no.
out.
No.
Yes.
Here we go. We are back in it with
Yeah.
our full heat. This is our second full heat of the night. So it is always exciting to see a full heat, especially in a workout like this. That means a lot of lifting is going to go down, and you can keep the camera on different people. That's really the biggest thing. There's going to be people in different places at the entire spot of this workout. I think Bailey is probably a definite winner of this workout because she is so light. She's able to move through burpees pretty well.
Don't front on my girl Gabs now. She's gonna throw up some high weight when it comes to that thruster.
It's true.
So
we still got to figure out what the ranking
that's
is
what I was
here.
gonna say. How was that?
I think
What is more meaningful? I guess if you do more of the burpee pull-ups or higher in the thrusters.
So my assumption is they're gonna have two different scores. That's the only way they can really do it, because the only other way I would think they would do it is if your weight was a quote-unquote like tie break. So obviously this is a workout where a lot of people are going to get the same scores because you're just going to get to a point where most people are just going to get to the end of the 20 burpees, the end of the 25 burpees, and then that's where your weight will start to play in.
Gotcha.
But I also think it'll just be part A and part B. You rank them separately. So I don't know. We'll see.
Interesting.
We'll definitely see. So we got Will O'Donnell moving on his second set of shuttles, as well as Meredith moving on hers. So you can see here.
Hannah and Cory, Gabriel, Bailey and Gabby.
Bailey moving on hers. We got Gabby moving on her burpee pull-ups here.
My girl, look at ya. Getting it done.
We got Wyatt moving through his. Again, some of our athletes that have been here for a little more than a year. We got Megan moving on her burpees.
I know she was
well.
worried about that step up. Which I don't blame her. It does kind of change up the movement a little bit there. It's a little bit scary stepping up on and off of it, but she's got it. She's got it.
So everybody's moving through these shuttles. This is the fun part of the workout, obviously. As those are watching at home, for us,
I'm
for
sure
all
that's
the spectators.
exactly what they're all thinking right now.
You
How
know,
fun this is!
You know, you haven't done the workout.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't done it.
But this workout went by a lot faster than I
Really?
anticipated going by. When I was doing it, I was like, yeah.
I wish I would have taken a screenshot of your face.
Oh,
Maybe like a
no.
minute
I'm
left
sure there's
of those
probably-
shuttles.
it's probably
And
in
then
there somewhere.
seeing if you would have said that now.
I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't have wanted
Lee.
to see it.
I have to give you a hard time, but that is probably one of the only times I've seen you like you on those shuttles. You were like, I'm done. It almost looked like you were like, I'm done. But you killed the thrusters. You killed the thrusters.
Yeah.
So clearly you were just done doing the shuttles. You were like, I'm done with this. It's time for me to like throw some big weight around.
Listen, this all goes back to the initial comment I made. This body right here, not a burpee running body. This is obviously a weightlifting
Look, we
body.
all got our strengths, and we got to,
Literally, strength.
We got to use them appropriately.
See, that's why I have a shirt that says Thick Boys Club.
Oh, well, you better not give me a shirt that says Thick Girls Club, or we're gonna throw blows.
Sophia has one.
No, she does not.
I tried to get her to wear it
Oh
today.
my gosh.
And I told her, I said, this shirt is the most appropriate shirt for today. And she said, it's not. I don't think she was mad when I got it for her.
Sophie did not wear that shirt.
She wears it all the time.
No, I've never seen her wear that shirt.
That's because you don't come here anymore.
Please.
Anywho.
Anywho.
5 minutes in, again, we have our athletes still moving on those burpee pull-ups.
Still moving.
Still moving. That's good. Everybody's still moving.
We're still rolling.
That is definitely the thing you have to do in this workout is move.
Keep moving. Just keep moving.
I found myself pausing. This is what I hate about burpees. I hate movements that you can lay on the ground and rest for. And burpees is one of those to where you get in a comfortable position, you're like,
You don't want to get up. You're just like, let me lay here for a second.
You're like, I can breathe.
Yeah.
This is nice. But
I
you
could see
cannot
you
do
wanting
that in
to
this
do that.
workout. So don't take after me.
Yeah.
Whenever you do it. Tomorrow. Maybe next heat. 6:15. So, let's see. Let's see who we have in here. Cory. So,
I just went through all the names now.
Just some. Ooh.
Yeah.
There we go. So if you are watching, make sure that you comment below, like and subscribe on the YouTube. If you do comment below,
Hit
make
that
sure.
link. Like us. All right.
If you do comment below, what do you think your prediction is for next week? I'm gonna say, just because I like to think out of the box, I like to go heavy kettlebell front squats, like 253s, maybe even front rack kettlebell step ups. Ooh, that would be nasty. I'm gonna say that mixed in with some. Obviously, I think it's gonna be probably a longer workout. Probably upwards to 20 minutes.
I think the box is going to be in there somewhere.
I think the box.
I feel like it.
Let's see.
We've had it for like what, the past like 2 or 3 years.
So let me look real quick on my phone. I had somebody send me a picture the other day of the equipment list.
Oh man.
Of stuff that we've used versus stuff that we haven't used. So obviously we haven't used the jump rope. We haven't used
That would be good.
the kettlebells that they put out. We haven't used dumbbells. We haven't used, really, I guess this is a good use of our floor space. We haven't used the wall for anything yet. So that is also in there. Let's see, here we go. CrossFit equipment list. Let's see. So.
Surely you don't think they would do wall walks again, do you?
Oh, I sure hope so. I love wall walks.
Oh, you're evil.
Huh.
That was like, I hate those things.
Listen, my workout here at CrossFit Trussville that has Leigh in it, it's the first workout that we've ever had wall walks in. And now they're in the open. And we did that workout like 3 or 4 years ago. It's a rough workout too.
I like wall walks, but I don't like the standards that where the tape goes back so far, because like when I get fatigued, I literally feel like my whole body's either going to topple over, or if my arm gives, I'm going to fall on my head. You know what I mean? Because you have to go back so close to the wall.
So, the equipment list, obviously, one thing that you may know or you may not know, the equipment list that CrossFit released is actually for the open, quarterfinals, and the age qualifying group. So there's a lot of stuff on this equipment list that we may not use, such as the kettlebells. They may not be used. I think they will be, because there is a scaled weight, an RX weight, and then there's a heavy weight. So they have it in kg, so it's a 16 kg, a 24 kg, and a 32 kg, which equivalates to a 35, a 53, and a 72. So we got Bailey. Looks like she is moving on her set of 25. Good Lord.
Energizer Bunny. You already knew she was going to do good on that part.
She's got 5 minutes
seriously.
to go.
Jeez.
I told you
sister.
she'd kill it.
Golly.
But the equipment list, obviously kettlebells are on there. Dumbbells are on there too. They have a 70 pound, a 50 pound, a 35 pound, and a 20 pound. So I think those will be used in the last workout.
She's just out for a Sunday jog right now. She ain't even sweating.
Because they have that scaled weight of 20. They do not have a scaled weight on kettlebells. I was mistaken on that. So that may be a quarterfinals thing. We haven't used that. We haven't used plyo boxes. We haven't used jump ropes. And we haven't used wall space. So that could be.
What do y'all think?
That could be. There's a lot of stuff that could go into play
There's
there.
a lot of what ifs.
I'm going to say. Let's see, what do I want to say?
I definitely think the box is going to be in there. I don't know how, what way. I guess probably not with burpees, because we already had burpees now, but like box over something, I bet.
If you watch the games this year, they had deficit wall-facing handstand push-ups. And I know they won't. It'll be a quarters final thing if they do put it in there. But I really hope that they put wall-facing handstand push-ups in here. just to be a little bit of a differentiator for a lot of people because it is a strict movement that goes back to the foundations of the handstand.
Yeah.
It all goes back down to the
I could do a
tripod, which we
handstand
teach
before I
in
could
class
do
and everything.
The wall-facing handstand?
Yeah. It's a thing.
Oh,
It is
Lord
a thing.
have mercy.
It's fun too.
I'd rather try to do like a handstand walk. That'd be fun.
Handstand walk
That
is
would be
also
fun.
a thing.
That'd be fun. I'd enjoy that. I'd
so,
probably get a lot of nowhere. But
this is what
it'd
I'm
be
going to
nice
say is
try.
going to happen. I think it's going to be a 20-minute AMRAP of double unders. They might throw two 50-pound dumbbells in there because it does say dumbbells. It does only say one 50-pound, one 70-pound, and one 35-pound, and one 20-pound.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know what it could be. I was saying a single R devil's press, but obviously we did a lot of burpees this week, so that may not be in there.
Yeah.
But it also still could be. They could do some man makers, single R man maker, which will be another movement that they could add. But definitely double unders will be in there.
Doubles in the box, and some either type of bar or dumbbell or kettlebell. That's what I'm gonna say.
They could make it just. I mean, obviously these 23.2B is obviously a very heavy weightlifting portion, but this workout was a lot of cardio and body weight. The first one was a mixture of all of them.
Yeah.
I think the last one is going to be a fire breather of let's see how fast you can move with not a ton of weight. So it literally it may be dumbbell snatch, double unders, and box jump overs. Who knows? Because I don't think they'll do burpee box jump overs.
That would make sense. I could see something like that.
Or maybe they'll do tall box jumps.
For women? No, surely not.
It would only be 24.
Lord knows nobody wants to see me do that.
Michelle?
I've already shed enough blood on the boxes, okay?
Listen.
I've left blood on the floor.
While we have 2.5 minutes, I'm going to tell this
man.
quick story about Michelle.
Oh.
So,
I'm sure the people just are loathing to hear it right now.
the second week we got Echo bikes. We did a workout. And it was between you and a partner. You knock out 100 cals on the bike, and then you go immediately into 75 box jumps. And I'll never forget, me and Sophia were riding that bike, going our hearts out, because
We'll
Sophia,
never
for some
forget.
reason, didn't want to do the male-female calories. She wanted to do the male-male calories. So we're going to 100. Michelle's already off the bike, so her and her partner did like 75 or whatever. And we got Bailey that finished 25
Girl,
reps. So
you're a
she's
machine.
on those shuttles.
Jeez.
Going into the set of 30. Looks like we have 90 seconds left to start. That may start the 30 reps.
She's going to be the first one to get to 30?
Tonight she will be. Tonight she will be.
Sister, you go, girl.
But anyways, back to my story real quick, before this ends. Michelle, bless her, she off that bike, first box jump, ate it hard.
Oh.
And I'll never forget, she got on top of that box. She was stomping down because her shin was hurting so bad.
Yeah.
And then she turned around, walked away, came back, and then jumped on the box again. And I was like, part of me was, I really wish you would have fell again. Because that would have been so funny.
Oh,
but I'm glad that you didn't. I'm glad that you conquered your fear.
That just shows my toughness.
And that is a big fear that a lot of women have. Or a lot of people have in general.
Well, once
jumping
you've
on a
done it,
wooden
it's
box.
definitely a fear because it hurts like the freaking dickens, I will tell you. And
I
it
tell
does
people
not
all
go
the
away
time.
for a long time.
I tell people all the time, I said, all you need is to happen once, and then it'll never happen again.
Woo. You will watch that box
Exactly.
every time your feet go up and down.
So 30 seconds here. We got Bailey working on her set of 30.
Jeez.
Set of 30
Girl.
here. She's grinding through it. Sophia actually got 10 of the 30, so I was
Man.
mistaken here.
Oh, she did? Of course she
And
did.
Dylan got 12 of the 30, if I'm not mistaken. So she is one of the athletes that got into the 30. Dang, I really wish she was on Team Green. It's not good. That's not good
So
at
Bailey
all.
did a kipping one on
We
hers.
got Gabby moved through hers. We got Wyatt trying to get that last shuttle in. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. And we got moving
now my
into
favorite part.
23.2B. So the thruster coming up.
All right. They look like they're dying. Girl, you take you a breath. You need it after that.
And you know,
Gracious.
I'm a big believer in like laying down after a workout, like you're tired, you're exhausted.
Oh, me too, absolutely.
But in a workout like this, I think it's very key that
To get back up.
I think it's key that you don't sit down
That would make
at
sense.
any moment because
Does it feel like all that lactic acid and everything in
Yes.
your legs will just,
now I understand like sitting down and put your lifters on,
yeah.
but like collapsing after the
Yeah.
workout, to me, it's very hard to get back up
Yeah.
after that.
Kind of like when you get off the echo bike, when you've been going for a long time, you don't want to just lay down because you just feel it all in your quads.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
have
with
to
you on
move.
that. That makes sense. It's almost worse when you just stop for a second.
Mhm.
Yeah. Especially doing all that heavy weight in the thrusters. Yeah, I think I'm with you on that one. That makes a lot of sense.
So we got a few athletes starting their first
No,
lift.
we don't do that
Whip.
on the air.
Huh?
We don't do that on the air.
What?
We don't yawn.
Listen, I'm tired. I worked out today.
Somebody bring this boy an energy drink up
I
in
need-
here.
Here, is there some more in here? Oh, look, sponsor Rain. They're gonna give me some energy here.
Rain it up.
You know, I usually drink these in about
I
30
don't.
seconds. But I've had this one since 3 o'clock. Actually, 2 o'clock. I'm very surprised.
Clearly, you needed to drink the rest of it. You yawned while on air.
I know something's
I mean,
up.
come on.
You would think the
They're
20
gonna
hours
cut
I
your
slept
pay.
on Tuesday, I'd be well rested. So we got our athletes moving through these thrusters. The best part of the workout here, the heavy lifting. So Megan's
Come
gonna
on,
move through
Megan.
hers. Looks like she's
Come on,
got
sis.
85 pounds on that bar,
Yeah.
making very
There we
lightweight
go.
of it. Gave a little side eye to the camera. She's like, please don't do that again. We got Meredith on the end who just did a successful rep there. Hannah right there. Looks like she's hitting that squat clean into that thruster. Easy weight. Bailey's getting set up for her thruster. I don't know what her weight is on that bar. If I'd be able to see, I could tell you. But that's okay. Let's see. It looks like she has 85, 105 on the bar.
All right. Let's go.
We are going
There's
for it
Gabby.
here.
Come on, girl. Yeah.
Oh! Gabby with the narrow miss. Luckily, she has
Oh, she's going
plenty
to do that
of time.
again. Yeah.
She's got
Come on,
Bailey knocking out
Bailey.
this one. Looks like she's trying
Yeah,
for it. Nice.
awesome.
Easy weight there. 105 for her. We got Corey Witt right there in the
Cam's
colorful
giving
hat.
a little bit of coaching on the end down there.
Corey Witt in the colorful hat
Yeah,
going for
Corey.
175,
I'm
looks
impressed
like.
that you can tell what these weights are right now. Looks like
It
a
all
bunch
comes
of black
down-
plates to me.
All
I don't
comes down to
know.
the engineering.
Oh, that's right.
Got the
Engineering.
Gabriel with the coach's wink right there. Meredith moving on hers. Looks like she has 85 on her bar. Again, another reboot athlete's moving weight. Gabby going
Yeah,
for
Gabs,
hers. She got that one
yeah.
that time. She just needed
Well,
a
I'm
little
not
bit
on
more
the-
time to get
That
it.
was good. Sorry for the yelling.
Hannah Witt looking at that clock to strategically lift this bar when she wants to.
Come on,
Has
Hannah.
a nice clean, driving up,
Yeah, sis, that's
Beautiful.
awesome.
Beautiful. Let's see, we got
Come
Gabriel.
on, Gabriel.
Looks like he's going for 165 here. Oh, 170. Got the
Yeah.
2.5s on the end.
Awesome.
Beautiful rep by him.
Awesome.
It's always good to see our coaches lift some
Yeah.
heavy weight. You got Will right there. Looks like he failed a rep. We got plenty of
Bailey's
time. We
about
still
to
got
go
1
again.
minute trying to make up some time here.
Yep.
We got Wyatt right there in the back. Let's see what he can do here. Looks like he's hitting that squat coming up. And, oh, just a slight miss. Bailey added
Come
10
on, Bailey.
pounds. Let's see what we
Yeah.
got. Ooh. It looks like she still has plenty of time as long as that bar is up
Come on,
before
Gabs.
the 59-second mark.
Gabby's
means
going for
we
another
are
one.
good.
There she is. Come on.
Got
Yeah, she
Meredith
got
going
it.
up for her.
Gabby
Sounds
got
like
hers.
Gabby got
Yep.
another one. She added 5 pounds to that one. We got 30 seconds left. Let's see if we can get these athletes one more lift in if possible. Looks like we got Sophia throwing a 2.5
Yep.
on Gabby's bar. Gabriel's going up in weight. See if he can hit this weight. And, narrow miss. Thrusters is one of
Hannah
those
barely
things
missed.
that
Yeah.
every pound matters. Let's see, we got
Come on,
Bailey
Bailey.
trying hers.
Push it up, sis. Yeah. Awesome.
We got Gabby who got
Come
the
on,
bar
Gabs.
up right at
Push
the
it
last
up.
second. Just a slight
Almost.
miss. Got her husband there cheering her on.
Yeah.
Coach Lee right there. And Lisa cheering her on as well. Fantastic job by all of our athletes there in that heat. We got one heat left
right.
at 6:15. But we are going to have a 5-minute break, so it will be about 6:17, 6:19 before we get started. This one's going to be AC Jones. And then we got Skylar, Olivia McDaniel, and Matt Kinsley.
All right.
So this will be a fun heat to watch. AC Jones, one of our top skilled athletes. He actually won the last workout as a skilled athlete. So it will be a fun one to watch. Skylar, a freak athlete. He was a all-state wrestler who won state, I'm pretty sure, when he was in high school. So he is definitely I would say, I hope this doesn't sound mean, but I think he's like a lone wolf. Like, he works out by himself.
Yeah,
he loves working out by himself.
Very quiet.
He loves, and I asked him one time, because I was like, why do you like working out by yourself so much? Like, I enjoy working out with people. I do a lot of workouts by myself, and I'm really miserable when I do it. So if I have somebody to do it with me, it's a lot better. He's like, I was a wrestler, which wrestling is a single-man sport, and he's like, I did it for so long that's the way I'm programmed. And I was like, it makes sense. So you'll see him over in the corner if you ever see him in class. He's probably doing burpee box jump overs and heavy thrusters or muscle ups or whatever else. So
is that why you give me the mean face every time I see you like working out in the corner by yourself?
Oh, I hate it.
And I'm like, hey Lee, and you're like, and you just like keep on working out, and I'm like, why aren't you doing the workout with us?
Yeah. it gets pretty rough. So he is definitely an athlete to watch. He did a competition not too long ago where they had to do a clean plus 2 thrusters, and I'm pretty sure he hit 255 at that.
Wow.
So watching him do this complex is definitely going to be a little interesting.
Absolutely.
He has an engine, so he's going to be able to move on these burpees pretty fast, and the shuttles as well.
Matt Kinsley's going to be pretty awesome when I watch some of the thrusters as well.
Yes, Matt Kinsley is definitely
for sure.
Another athlete to watch in this. Another athlete with a very good engine who's going to be able to put a lot of power output on those. So
we got Lee down below.
We got an interview coming.
23.2.
It was rough. A lot of cardio.
Not yet? All right. So, just asking, how was 23.2? Just did it and everything? How'd it feel?
Out of breath, a lot of cardio that I'm used to, but pushed me to my limits, that's for sure.
Yeah? Excellent. First time doing thrusters, I hear? Is that right?
Yes, I got up to 90, which is the highest I've gone.
That is awesome. That's a heavy thruster. Man, any tips for anyone?
Just keep moving. That's pretty much my biggest advice. Just keep moving. Don't go too fast, obviously.
Yeah, and guys, this is awesome. This is a rebooter. She has come in and she actually crushed that workout. Yeah. Yep. Are you going to repeat it?
Probably not.
That's okay. You did awesome anyway, so it was super fun to watch you. Good job tonight.
Thank you. Let's go Blue Steel.
Yeah, Blue Steel all the way.
Yes. Oh, man.
And green team's going to win, just so everybody knows.
Oh, please. All I got to say is, Lee, I'm loving the outfit, sister. Loving it. You look fantabulous.
As you can tell by Lee's face, if you saw her emotion during that, or face emotion, she was very surprised by Meredith's wording of how she was doing in the workout. Again, one of our reboot athletes, she is able to move that barbell as well as she does. And for me, being a CrossFit athlete and have been for 7+ years, it is amazing to see Reboot be able to step out of their comfort zone, because they do Reboot because they don't want to do the barbells and they don't want to do the heavy gymnastics and they don't want to do all this stuff. They want to do their workouts that are more oxidative workouts that take 20+ minutes to do. That's what they love doing. And see them get out of their comfort zone to come over here. I will say this is more of a Reboot style workout because it is that longer time domain that is a lot of body weight. So a lot of running, a lot of burpee pull-ups, obviously. So this kind of suits.
It's probably right up their alley. Yeah, absolutely.
But it is always very cool to see them come over and do workouts that they're definitely not used to doing, especially something like last week where they had rowing and then they got thrown onto the rig doing the toast bar and knee raises and then back into it with, they don't do wall balls very often, so they got thrown into wall balls and then into the cleans, and then for some of them pull-ups, some of them muscle-ups. So It is super, super awesome
Yeah,
to see
those
them do
wall
that.
balls will mess you up if you're not used to doing those suckers.
Mm-hmm. And then next week,
Never know.
the handstands, the wall-facing handstand push-ups we're going to have.
Quit putting that into the universe.
I think it's going to happen.
I feel like it's going to be wall walks now that you talked about that.
I hope not. So we got our last heat starting here. Again, like I said, it was going to be about 5 minutes. So 6:19, we're getting started here in
Matt's pumped, I can tell already.
2, 1.
All
Here
right,
we go.
guys, let's go.
So we got Matt Kinsley. Looks like he has a stutter start already. This man doesn't even know what the workout is. He did one shuttle. He thought he started with shuttles. Oh no. Oh no.
Matt, I've been hanging around with you too long.
Matt, buddy. That's all right. We got to make up some time here now. So we got Matt moving on those burpee pull-ups. And he may be going a little hot there.
Yeah.
I think he got a little frazzled because he did do 2 shuttles to start off.
It's all right.
We got Olivia
Plenty of time.
Daniel next to him. One of our newer rebooters. Again, getting out of her comfort zone to come do the open, which is super, super exciting to see. Super glad to have her doing this.
Absolutely.
Her husband actually did it this afternoon, I think at 12. I didn't see him this morning. Which, again, it was the first time I think he had used a barbell in here.
Man.
So that was super exciting to see. I'm excited to see her use a barbell as well as we get to there.
That's awesome.
We got Skylar, the guy I talked about earlier. I'm gonna keep calling him a lone wolf. I hope he doesn't take offense to it. I don't think he will.
I don't think so.
If you know Skylar, he's probably said a total of 3 words to you. And that's not because he's mean. That's just the way Skylar is.
Very quiet.
He is a very, very nice individual. But again, he is not a man of many words. He is a man of many workouts. So it's not very uncommon. You'll see him do 6, 7, 12, 15 workouts in a day. I say that, but maybe it's only 3 or 2 or 1. I don't know. Depends. But you do see him moving around
all
here
day
a lot.
long? I mean,
I might be. You don't know.
oh, okay. Excuse me.
So there's AC, soon to be dad. That's a really weird thing to say, but yeah, soon to be dad. Their baby is due in, I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm not going to say, but it's due soon.
Well, you said soon, so a couple months.
I mean, Brooke is pregnant, like showing pregnant, so obviously I would say within, I would say April. April, that's when it is.
Okay.
It is April.
All right, so a couple
I
months.
knew that.
Yeah.
So, soon to be dad, which is super exciting for him. We've had a lot of athletes here become parents recently or become parents of more children here recently. And this is just another example. His wife also comes here, Brooke. She is somewhere in the crowd. She may be found, she may not. She likes to hide in the shadows because I guarantee you she does not like being on camera. But enough of her. Skylar moving through his reps. Looks like he's about to get started on the set of 15. Is that right? That seems right.
I think 10. Is it 15?
I think
10.
it's 15.
250?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's moving pretty good.
Okay.
The only reason I say that is because they started with 5. Yes.
Okay, yeah, you're right. As much as that pains me to
tell
say,
me.
you're right.
He finished the first set in 208, or a set of 10
yeah,
in
he's
208.
moving. Good gracious.
High numbers for you. High numbers.
I will not be in that arena when I do it.
Right.
We know this.
Arena.
We know this. I will not be anywhere close to that. That's okay.
Maybe a different dimension.
Slow and steady wins the race. Do you want to keep sitting here at this table with me? I'm going to knock you off this stool. All right. Next week, it'll just be the free show.
No, it won't. Although, I'm still upset about this. Anna, I'm going to need some new shirts made
Anna, we just
with
need them
Lee
to
and
be
Free.
like purple. Purple, pink, just a little bit more. Yeah.
I like this color.
This is like state color. We're not
Yeah,
Mississippi
exactly.
State.
That's okay.
I do love the shirt though, Anna. Thank you. Wait, that's not
Ungrateful.
Wait, how do you make a heart? How do you make the heart?
Here we go. Showing her age.
How do you do it? That way? There.
Michelle, it's literally this.
Oh, wait. Thank you, Anna. I don't know. Okay,
Thanks.
what did you
Thanks,
do?
Anna.
What did you do?
Thanks. This. Look. Fingernails together. Thumbs together.
Ah. Okay. Yeah, I've never made a heart with my fingers before, I must say. I've never done that. That's the first.
Must be a...
I would, yeah. It's the first. But I'm very grateful for my shirt. I do love it. Thank you so much, Anna. It's beautiful.
Yeah, if you want a shirt, call Anna.
Yes, hit my girl up.
I don't know if she's going to sell them. If you
She's
want
got to
one,
have an Etsy
she
page.
might.
Shout out to Anna's Etsy page. She's got to have one.
Sadly, yours will not say host on the back. It'll just say talk show.
I mean, that's a big title. That's a big title.
Yours might be a different color. Who knows? This is an endorsement.
She might give the rights out, if we give the rights out to, make multiples of this shirt, and then maybe she'll make one for you.
Yeah. Again, 5 minutes in. Yeah, they're running.
Still running.
Skylar's still running. He went through those 15 burpees rather fast. Wow.
You know what would have been a good idea? To have somebody and be like, back to you on the floor. And they could have people on the sidelines going, how do you think this is going? What are your thoughts? That's a good thought for next week.
Look. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right. Here's a word from our other sponsor.
One bag of candy.
Here you go. There's yours. A word from our other sponsor.
A word from our sponsors. Nerds, the gummy clusters.
Listen.
And they are mighty good. Might I tell you?
If you know me, I had these last week.
They're good.
And I will probably have them next week. These are the superior candy.
They're
so,
good, guys. They're
if
good.
you want to send a gift to your
They're good.
Friday
Don't
Night
sleep
Lights
on 'em.
host,
Yeah.
Leigh and Free. hit
Wait,
up
who's
the
not
nerds.
important? Who's not important?
Listen.
I'm literally right here.
Listen. None of this would be happening without the man behind the screen. Well, I guess I'm technically the man behind the screen. But we got James right here, who is the man that makes all this magic happen. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, if this was up to me, we would have no transitions. We would have no cameras. You would just have me talking in a microphone. And that's it. I mean, let's just be honest.
If
We'd
mine
probably
was
have
open, I'd
this
throw it,
floor
but no
cam,
camera.
and that would be it.
Really?
But thanks to James, we have this lovely setup where we have our videos on YouTube and we have our videos on Facebook. So make sure you like and subscribe to our
So
YouTube.
next time, James will get some candy.
Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube. That way you don't miss any videos that we post, any live streams that we have.
Hit that
We're
follow
hoping
button.
to do. Michelle, can I talk? Is it my turn?
You're good. Go ahead. I'm
I
cracking
haven't
myself
even
up
eaten
tonight.
I hadn't even eaten my gummy cluster yet.
Oh my god! I ate a
I
couple.
gotta restart
I've
now.
eaten a couple already, and
I
they're
gotta restart.
good.
Like and subscribe,
Woo!
so that way you can see our live streams. I know
That
Andrew
follow
talked. I know Andrew talked about this last week. Our plan is to host a competition at some point in the sort of future, and honestly, I hope that we do this for that as well. We want to do this for more events.
That'd be awesome.
I really enjoy doing this for some odd reason. I love being on camera and talking to just a camera because I can't see
You love
anybody.
being on camera with me.
No,
Yes.
I did not say that.
Yes, it's okay. You don't have to put that in universe. I feel
Anyways,
it. I know.
anyways,
I got you.
So make sure you like and subscribe. That way you can keep up with all our videos. Who knows? We may keep this a series, the Leigh and Free. That way y'all can keep up with it, and obviously y'all love it a lot. So if you do love it, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment below.
That's right.
If you want more content from
And
us.
make sure you just put in the comment section how much you like Free and Leigh, not Leigh and Free. Free and Leigh. All right. Let's put a poll out there: Free and Leigh or Leigh and Free. I think we know which one is superior. Free and Leigh. It just flows.
Like us on Facebook, and then make sure you share and comment on the video as well. Thank you. All right, back to the workout.
Regularly scheduled programming.
You know, I feel like that's an ad every time I do it. I really like it. I feel like I turn into a different person. It's really good. All right, so we got Skylar still running. I feel like I've seen him running the entire time. I don't think I've seen him
Still
do a
doing
single
burpees.
burpee.
Oh, I saw him do a couple.
Did
He
you?
does them really fast though.
Jeez.
Real fast.
This is who we compete against.
Real fast.
This is
Yeah.
rough.
He doesn't look like he's sweating at this point. I will say that much.
There's a man behind the mic, Mr. Josh Holt.
He's doing some stretches at the moment.
He's getting them hips loose.
He's getting
Obviously, he
those hip
said, I'm
flexors
redoing this
loose."
workout. Gotta start getting these hips loose.
You gotta stretch them back quads. Yeah,
there he is.
The
He has no idea we're talking about him. He's just super excited. So Skylar moving on his burpees. I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna sound mean, but this might be the slowest I've ever seen Skylar move on burpees, and I think it's on purpose because he is on a set of 20 for sure.
Yeah.
If not 25, he'd be on 25,
Maybe.
right?
He was on 15 a minute. Oh, surely he's on 25. He was on 15 minutes ago. We've
Yeah.
run our mouth for forever. He could be
and
on
he's
30.
on a set of 25. This is the set where you kind of have to say, okay, I have to get in a pace and I have to keep moving, because this is where it kind of gets a little more grindy and you have to move with it. So I would assume he is on a set of 25. It looks like Matt probably just finished a set of 20, and he's moving up. We got 10 minutes. We're 10 minutes in, so we got 5 minutes left in the workout.
You can definitely tell those runs and burpees are starting to take their toll a little bit on everybody.
Yes.
For sure. Which is, well, they should. So, except for Skylar.
Except for Skylar. Skylar is still
I don't know if I
just
see
moving
sweat
away
yet.
So let's see what we're at.
What are we on here? Ooh, a little blurry.
Whoa. So he is on the set of 25. Looks like he is 13 burpees in.
Wow.
And not showing any sign of slowing down. So that would be rep number 14. And looks like he is moving to rep number 15. So he is moving on these. You can see he's moving at a consistent pace, which is kind of what you want throughout this workout. Something that you can kind of just get into that grindy movement with and kind of make it, in other words, it's going to make it suck a little bit. Because that's the way this workout is really designed to be, is to make it to where you have to grind and you have to, in CrossFit terms, embrace the suck.
Yeah. I've seen a shirt like that before. I kind of like it.
I probably
Embrace
have
the
one,
suck.
honestly.
Yeah. It's very true.
Oh,
well, I mean, tomato.
Oh, jeez. Now we're getting weird with this. That's not what I like to hear. Just ignore the past 30 seconds. Sorry. Anyways, AC moving on his burpees.
About them athletes on the floor. All right.
Yeah. These gummies are good.
What a burpee.
So AC is on his, he just finished 25 burpees. He is moving to his 10 shuttles, and he will start on the 30 burpees after this one. So.
Is it really proper etiquette to talk while you're eating with food in your mouth on camera?
Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. Is it proper
Just
etiquette
that out
to
there.
interrupt people?
You're talking to thousands of people, right? Thousands. I know clearly thousands of people have to be watching
It better
this.
be thousands of people.
So,
He's free to do whatever he wants.
That's right. You see this? Free. Leigh is free. Let's go.
just throwing it out there.
Well, is it nice to interrupt people when they're doing the ad?
Well, I'm just trying to make it a little lively. Anyways.
Michelle, it was nice when you weren't here.
You got me now, buddy.
You
got me now.
So we got Skylar. Looks like that shuttle run has turned into a shuttle shuffle, which I've been in the same scenario. But his face is a lot less painful than mine is.
Significantly.
Listen, my face was not that bad.
The color shade is vastly different as well.
Doubtful.
Yours was more a shade of beet.
No.
His is more like flesh tone.
No. That was not beat.
Just.
This workout was a cakewalk. Duh. Jeez.
Yeah.
That's why I got.
I mean, you did throw the thrusters up like that.
That's why I got to the 40 burpees.
Just
so everyone
end
knows.
Of the shuttles.
If you're watching this, I got to the 40 burpees. So try and catch me.
I definitely won't. I will go ahead and tell you right now. I will not.
Yeah, I got to 40. Good luck.
It ain't gonna happen. Did you really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I know.
Knuckles on that.
I know, thank you, yeah.
That was good. I didn't know you got that far, Leigh. That was good. You're lying. You're lying. Ah!
You're right. I got to 45.
What did you get to?
I'm not telling you. You'll probably beat me.
No, I probably.
If only there was
but
a
it's
score
okay.
sheet here that had my score on
All
it.
that matters is it's not how you finish it. Wait, what is it? It's not how fast you finish the race. It's that you finish the race, right? Isn't that the...
Not when it comes to this. 1 minute left.
Yes. Well.
So Skylar is starting back on his pull-ups on the set of 30. Set of 30 pull-ups. This is insane.
It's crazy.
So he's one of our few athletes that have made it this far.
Has anybody gotten this far?
Dylan and Sophia, and then Bailey, and now Skylar has made it this far.
But they did more than this? Like what?
Sophia got 10 burpees into the round of 40.
Okay. She is a beast. My goodness. She does not stop.
Don't give her a big head.
Well,
I told her that if I beat her.
It's not a big head if it's the truth.
No.
That's my girl. I mean, I gotta look.
No.
Got to look out for her now.
Than she is, obviously.
I know it must be hard living in the same house with a woman that you constantly maybe get beat by occasionally.
Oh, right.
You know, but.
Nice. So AC finished those burpees up. I don't know how far he got into that. Skylar, again, was grinding through his burpees, so he finished those with I don't know how many reps, but he was moving through those pretty well there at the end.
Yeah.
So now we're moving to the thruster.
Thruster weight. Let's get some heavyweight being thrown around.
This would be an exciting thing to see.
That'd be a good one.
I'm excited to see what Skylar's going to open with and what AC is going to open with. Both are pretty strong athletes. I think AC probably will struggle more with the clean than the actual thruster itself, because I've coached him a lot. I've coached a lot of 7 p.m., so I know what kind of athlete he is. I think he will start pretty conservative and then build up. I think he'll be one of those athletes that have those 5 to 6 lifts in that 5-minute window to build up to that. You can see Skylar's on the floor. He's got some shoes being thrown around. Looks like he's putting his lifters on.
So question on the thrusters. So I know you said about 5 to 6 lifts. So I'm just curious, do you think that it's smarter to maybe start with a little bit of a heavier weight that you know that you can throw up so you don't have to do as many thrusters? Or to maybe start with a lighter weight that you 100% know you can get up, but you technically end up having to do more? I mean...
So...
Because I was thinking about this, and I'm not really sure which way would be the smartest.
So obviously, I didn't have time to warm up my thruster before I started.
Right.
So we got Skylar starting at, looks like 190. We're a solid
like nothing, like a feather.
So obviously, if you want to, you would warm up before, and you would want to warm up to what your starting weight would be.
Right.
And ideally, you would want it to be heavier.
Right.
Because I didn't warm up, I started at a pretty lightweight and just did bigger jumps.
Right.
So like my start weight was 135. I went to 185 then 235.
Oh yeah, so you had big jumps.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I had 2 50-pound jumps back to back.
Wow. Okay.
Nice. AC. Olivia McDaniel moving through her thruster. Again, this is probably the first time she has touched a barbell.
That's
so
awesome.
It is very,
good for her.
Very exciting to see her move through this. So we got Skylar, looks like he's got 225 on the bar. Or 230, because he has those 2.5s there on the inside. It looks like he's getting set up for that. Let's see what this one looks like. And that is a solid lift. Looking good on that. Although there was a little struggle on that one. We'll see what he goes up to.
Rightfully so. Yeah, Matt, good job.
Matt Kinsley, looks like he had that strong lockout. Looks like he has 215 on his barbell. I'm assuming that's a 25. So, very, very strong. Looking good on that. Olivia McDaniel, again, going for hers. Looks like she's probably getting coached up by Coach Sophia out there, hitting that squat and going overhead.
Awesome.
Making it look
this
super
must have been
easy.
the first time she's done that. Good for her.
Super easy.
Yeah.
She's making that bar
That's awesome.
very light. Looks
That's
like
so exciting. Look
you can
at
see
her face.
she's so proud of herself.
Oh, that's so good.
She's
good
like,
job, sis.
she's like,
oh
oh
my
no,
gosh, she's
what are we
about to-
doing? We're adding more? So AC is running through this. We got 90 seconds left. Looks like AC is at 175 here. Let's see what we got out of him. Oh, that was a close one.
Yeah.
Looks like she's going for it again. She added 2.5s on each side, hitting that squat and
Come on,
drive.
sis. Oh, almost.
And that's a key example of the last one looked so easy, but all we did was add 5 pounds, and it got so hard.
Oh, I'm sure that feels like 20 pounds.
So it looks like Skylar, I think, is going to only do one more attempt on his bar. I would assume he probably has 255 on the bar. Looks like Matt is only going to do one more attempt. Skylar looks like he's about to pick up his. Yep. And a misstep there.
Come on, Matt.
We got Matt knocking out his. Let's see what we got
Come
on
on, Matt.
his. Oh. Let's see if we can hit the front squat into it. Let's see what he says.
Come on, Matt.
Ah.
Oh, dang.
Time under tension is when it comes to this one. 20 seconds left. We'll see some athletes try for that last lift. We got AC. Looks like he's going to try for his, as well as Skylar's going to try for his. So let's see what these athletes have. 10 seconds left. Got AC probably knock out his.
Yeah.
Big drive. He got it.
Go. That's
175.
Awesome.
Nice.
Yes.
Skylar got his.
Got it.
Nice.
He got it. Awesome. That was awesome.
And that is the time there. And that wraps up our final heat.
Oh, that was an awesome night. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All our athletes did a great job tonight.
That was really,
including
really good.
you, Leigh.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, the main host has to do a lot of work in here.
I'll just let you think that.
But we want to thank everybody for watching. We really would appreciate it if you did like and sub to our YouTube, and then also like and share this live stream on Facebook. And again, next week we will be doing the same thing at the same time. So be on the lookout for that. Thank everybody who watched. Thank everybody who came and cheered on. We really love your support, coming and supporting everybody that has done Friday Night Lights. And then,
don't be a stranger. Y'all come out and join our gym.
Interrupting.
Oh, it's like
I got
back
one
and
more.
forth.
I got
Hello?
some more people to thank.
I'm not interrupting. Carry on, princess.
Don't thank Michelle.
Carry on.
And thank you to everybody who judged and volunteered.
Yes,
there was a lot that kind
absolutely.
of went into this workout between judging, loading bars, moving bars. So a lot of helping hands. Thank you everybody that did that. Again, thank you all the athletes for coming and working out. And then everybody who helped out in any way, shape, or form tonight. Michelle, thank you for being here.
Anytime, Leigh. Anytime.
Is that, you have anything else to say before we leave?
No, that's it. I just, it's been a great night getting to be in your presence and be on camera with you. It's great. I enjoyed
Leigh
it.
and Free show.
Free and Leigh. Free and Leigh.
Oh,
Thank y'all for watching.
Thank y'all.
We'll be back next week, guys.
See y'all next week.
Tune in.
Adios.
Peace.